And now, another episode of Crit Camp Gaming.
Hello everyone, happy Monday. It is Monday, September 6th, 2021. We are back with Arkham Horror LCG, The Return to Forgotten Age. We're playing Scenario 6 tonight, The City of Archives. And I gotta say, Matt has been sufficiently scaring me all week for this scenario. So now I'm very, very nervous about what's going on. And very specifically, because at the end of Scenario 5, if you guys remember, if you're playing along with us, we had taken our last human memory or human thought or something like that. And so I don't know what that means. I immediately asked Matt, "Are we snakes?" He wouldn't let me know. I said, "Are we become Yig?" He says, "I don't know. We'll have to see." And also in the little bit of the setup, I haven't really looked at it, but like setting up the game prior, there's a lot of weird things happening. We got new player cards. I haven't looked at them. The chaos token stuff looks real bad. There's like stuff floating around the agenda deck that I don't know. So we'll have to see how this goes. I'm very scared. And when Matt says that I have a right to be scared and that we got to be good boys tonight, that makes me extra jumpy. Jumpy in the jungle.
This mission, almost more than like any other mission that I can think of in an Arkham campaign, has the biggest potential to change things significantly.
Oh my god.
Like,
really?
4 years. Yeah. So, we'll see how it turns out. We can talk about it at the end depending upon how things go.
Okay.
And it'll be a conversation depending upon how it plays out, man.
Awesome. Yeah, no. I'm gonna be okay. I can't wait to get into it and then like see what all the hype is about. But before we jump to that screen, let's Matt, how's your week been? What have you been playing? What have you been excited about this week?
Let's see. What have I been playing? So we did some Arkham yesterday. We redid the third mission of Innsmouth. It went decently.
Nice.
I was the only one who made it out. Calvin was kind of okay dying, but he didn't want to get too trauma, so Slim was thinking about benching him for the future. Dylan's Alice was surprised by her death because I tried to warn him early on, man. I was trying to explain to them, like, hey, we don't need every last victory point. We need to get moving. And Slimpy's like, nah, it's easy. Let's keep going. Let's just get every victory point. And I was like, nah, this is going to create a problem. Well, we had there's a card that I doubt you'll remember specifically, but it's called Furtive Locals.
Okay.
And it's like when you take the test, you either take 1 damage or you make it so you can't parlay if you pass it. If you fail, it's both.
Okay.
This card hit us 3 turns in a row, which prevented us from parlaying, which meant there was no way to remove barriers other than Clue. And I had gone back to try to protect the guys, and then I drew the 1 token that we were going to take out of the bag with a specific flashback. I drew it 1 turn before we took it out of the bag because we couldn't do the flashback because we weren't allowed to parlay, and it kicked me over the barriers. So we had to spend our entire Clue pool to remove specific barriers, and it caused a huge problem towards the end of the mission. So how much you remember, but basically I had to run ahead, Slumpy sacrificed himself, and apparently the way you get the best ending in that campaign is to get all 7 keys in that mission. There's like a special story thing, and somebody's like, we're going to do it, but it's basically impossible, and it requires you to do something absolutely bananas that I think it is virtually impossible to do, especially on hard.
Yeah, that was my next question. I was like, do you think it's impossible if you play it on standard?
I don't. You would have to set up a team specifically to do it. It involves killing a 20 HP mob in 3-player or a 24 HP mob in 4-player, and you have to kill it with the clock, like basically run out.
Right.
And with a lot of other problems. Plus, I don't know if you remember, but as you go along that board, the further you get, the worse your skulls get.
Yes.
So the skull tokens like -4, -2, -4, -6, -8.
Yeah.
So you're now trying to fight this 20 HP thing with just this extraordinarily like load of BS tokens in the bag. So is it possible? Sure. Is it like, but you have to like know it's coming, set up things perfectly, and even then,
got it.
You'd have to have like 2 copies.
Got it. Like you almost have to like, you have to tailor your team, right, to do this mission, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I did forget the other thing we did is we started playing Kingdom Death again because one of my other buddies picked it up, and so we started playing the People of the Stars campaign, which is the Dragon King one where you like worship him, and that's been pretty cool. We did our first Nemesis fight against him as he tests our mettle.
All right.
That was a pretty.
What
awesome.
wait, did you start it, or what year, or is this from? Because I know you said that you started playing before, and then you said everything changed because the antelope is now the good. It's a good thing to grind instead of the white lion.
Right. We wiped that campaign because you, as good as it is to, as much as the stats are good if you do the beat your children and make them stronger.
Yeah.
Your population suffers so much. So that was terrible. I also rolled like one of the sickest characters I've ever had. And year 3, Dylan was like, you know what you're gonna get when we go back to settlement, right? And
murder.
I was like, yeah, murder.
Yeah, murder.
And we even talked about it the year before because I was like, I can bench this character right now so she's not max HP or XP. We can take someone else out.
Yep.
But then we're losing a lot of power. And I was like, okay, I'll do it once, just once, because it's like a 20-card dip. Took it out there, murder. And the weird thing is it says the highest XP character is murdered by the. I forget what the other thing was.
Wait, I'm sorry. So somebody got murdered that was benched?
No. If we had benched her, then she would have been tied for XP. But because I took her out one more time, it made her the highest.
I see.
But the weird thing was, it also technically made her the killer because whatever it is that you need to be the killer, she was also that. So we just decided that she killed herself out of guilt, she decided to do it before she like struck again.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah, it was weird. It didn't say the other a different character with blah blah blah. It said the character with the highest XP is killed by the character with the fill in the blank, and she met both requirements. And we're like, well,
I guess that's her. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was wild, man.
That's crazy,
so that
dude.
means
I mean, yeah, that game was a lot of fun when we played it, but also completely savage. Like, it was just rough. You know what? Like when we talk about playing this game, even like that first couple, the first attempt at Forgotten Age, which is probably the most savage run that we've had of Arkham Horror, like didn't even feel as bad as when we were playing Kingdom Death because it's like I think we got like murder twice in a row. I think we got like Gorm stormed multiple times. It was just like I remember we died to the white lion. Like it was just like so bad. It was just like I can't believe we're dying to this thing. Like if we can't take this thing down, like we're done. We also were making really bad decisions. Like I remember like Chris like really wanted the tribal drum set or something. And we were all like, Chris, don't take the drums. Like, Chris, please, like take something for the society. And he's like, no. He's like, I want to make sick beats on these bones. And we were like, all right, fine.
Yeah, there was some of that went on.
Yeah.
It's funny, man.
Yeah.
Like that game, it's like a roguelike. That's what Dylan pointed out. It's like you have to keep losing at it until you know what you need to do to progress. Like it really is.
That's definitely how I felt. Because we really only went that like one run, right? And then we all died. But it was very apparent, almost like immediately after you make decisions, what the proper decision was. It was never the decision we made. Because then it would be like this, and it'd be like, oh, now your population is like whatever, and you're like, oh, god damn it. So yeah, so I could see if we ever did like a second run through. Well, now I've forgotten everything, but had we had done a second run through immediately, we would have been a lot better off for sure. Exactly. But anyway, really quick, I want to say before we jump into this game, one last sort of announcement is Chris and I had a really great time playing, checking out SoulForge last Thursday. This is the new joint co-designed by Richard Garfield, who sounds familiar to you because of Magic the Gathering and Keyforge, amongst other things, and Justin Gary, who is the designer of Ascension. And so they've mashed up together this game, which is, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but it's a little part Keyforge because there's algorithmically generated half decks that you smash together into a single deck, right? And then that's all like your building, right? That's essentially your build. And then you take that sort of unique deck and then you face off in combat. And Chris and I played it for the first time on Thursday. We had a really good time. It was kind of exciting because of like the discovery, looking at new cards, learning new mechanics. All of that part of like learning a game is always really, really fun for me. And I could see, it was checking off little things on my checklist that like sort of Keyforge was also checking off. So it was really cool. I could see that being really fun, sealed, playing blind, even like swapping around half decks and just coming up with like what cool combos you can put together. Very, very cool. The Kickstarter is launching tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific. So I want to go to this screen really quick and say that Chris and I will be playing it tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to check it out, the Kickstarter is going live tomorrow. If you don't know anything about it or you want to see some gameplay, Chris and I will be playing it. They have an official tabletop sim mod. We've been talking to the developer of that mod offline on our Discord, and he's really cool and he's let us know that like it's constantly being updated. I think there's going to be a new update being pushed. There is like new decks that are being generated and like tested in the mod. So they're just like pushing out like new decks and being like, tell us if it's broken. Cool. Kind of stuff. So it's really, really cool. So if you want to check out Soulful Fusion, check me and Chris out tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then you can get in on the Kickstarter too. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Matt, have you checked out the mod at all or checked out the game at all?
No. So earlier today, Justin Dillon checked it out while I was finishing up work, and they were talking about it before we did some stuff this afternoon, and they were saying some cool things. It sounds like pretty interesting. It sounds like it kind of combines elements of Keyforge with this other game that I know a lot of people didn't play, but it was Warhammer Champions with the way you like go into the different lanes and stuff.
Yes, it's lane-based combat. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely interested to check it out. Like I know that Keyforge has taken a pretty big hit from the last year or so, the way things have gone. And I did notice an absence of it on there's been that recent report by Fantasy Flight that the cost of their products are going to go increase. Yeah. And they put a thing out, and Keyforge wasn't on there.
Keyforge wasn't on the list. I know. It's starting to become like a thing in the Keyforge community, where anytime Fantasy Flight finally makes an announcement, which they don't do very often, they like people are like just been like in their mentions or like you just being like commenting, be like, so what about Keyforge? Yeah, Keyforge. to no answer. The two other things before we get to the game screen, we'll get there, everybody. I'm sorry, but the two things that I think are really cool about SoulForge Fusion so far is the level up structure happens while you're playing the game. So you have level 1, level 2, and level 3 versions of the same cards in your deck, and as you play a level 1 card and it leaves play, it gets removed from the game, and the level 2 version automatically gets put in your discard pile, so that the next time you shuffle or cycle to your deck, now you have the level 2 version. Now you're limited in what you actually get to play, so you don't get to upgrade your whole deck over the course of the game. So then you have to pick and choose which cards you want to upgrade as you're playing. So I dig it as a micro decision to be like, okay, I can play this right now to get ahead on the board state or do some damage to my opponent, or I can play this now because I know I'm going to want the upgrade later, kind of thing. So I've never played a game like that where things like upgrade in the middle like that, and there's a nice term. And the other thing I like is there's a clock on it. You play only through like 4 cycles of your deck. And then whoever's just like the highest health total just wins. Like you're not gonna be like Keyforge, even like if you're not playing competitive, sometimes you can play those games for like hours. to a stalemate, and it kind of sucks. And then this one, it's sort of like they have it so that like there's a time on it. So it's an interesting thing. And also the other thing too is they're developing a digital pathway for this simultaneously as they're. So they will have an official digital version, depending on how well their Kickstarter goes, that they're going to develop in tandem. But in the meantime, they will have the official TTS mod that they will keep updated as well, with a deck builder in it. So you can scan your QR code and then build your deck in TTS. So, yeah, it's very interesting. It's almost like they've been listening to like gripes that some other community had in the past year. It's a little rough.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
All right.
That's smart.
Cool. All right. So that was a lot of little talk there. We need to get into this because we don't know what's going to go on. We're going to move to this game screen. I'm going to put some ambient audio in the background. And all right. Matt, do you want to talk about really quick your upgrades and your character? Because you got some really, really cool ones.
Yes. Well, I'll talk about my upgrades. I don't know if I can talk about my character.
Oh yeah. You just your upgrades, yeah.
Talk about my upgrades. So basically, I decided to go and upgrade both of my level 1 Alter Fates to the level 3 Alter Fates, which is a significant improvement. It drops the cost by 2, which if you've been following, I have issues with keeping my deck at a reasonable cost. It makes it fast, no longer in action. It lets me play it during any player window, so I can play it on either of our turns. And on top of that, it becomes a question mark icon instead of just mind or foot. So that means you can be pitched anything, especially tests that like Lyle or I need for fighting or for getting clues.
Yeah.
So that's really big. This is going to be huge for us. I decided to go for both of them because basically, assuming we make it to the end of this campaign, I only have 2 more missions to use my Arcane Research XP on, which I plan on spending on both of my Mists of Relay. And
nice.
then that will mean I maximize them. So this is the one time to do it.
Yep.
The second thing that I went for, so I cut 1 Lucky from my deck and 1 copy of the Sword Cane, just because a lot of times it wasn't getting played, but I did it so I could add in this Fortune or Fate card.
Yep.
So first of all, it's another question mark icon. Very important. But it's also huge because it prevents Doom. Now, it is max once per game, so even though I'm running 2 of them, I can only play 1 per game. And it does get exiled. So for those of you who don't know what the exile keyword means, it actually means I remove it from my deck, not just from the game, from my deck. So I will, if I want it again, I will have to pay XP for it. And I will have to fill that deck slot. I can either fill it automatically with a level 0 card of my choice that's legal, or I would have to go put another XP card in there. So, but it basically gives us a whole turn, a clock on a turn.
It's huge.
And,
it's huge. Yeah.
So that's my upgrades going into this mission.
Okay, cool. My upgrades are right here. See, this is not something I normally would upgrade, but talking to Matt and Slimpy offline, they've sort of convinced me that this was actually a really cool thing. The problem that I've been having in this game is getting enough pump to be certain that I'm gonna pass a test, like a very critical test. And so Overpower is great because for 2 XP, I get 3 fist icons, so 3 fist pump. Now, what makes it particularly good in this deck is the 2 cards I have in called Practice Makes Perfect. Now, Practice Makes Perfect, if you guys remember, is the card that lets me search the top 9 cards in my deck for a practiced skill. Now, I only had 3 practice skills in my deck to begin with. There were 2 Vicious Blows, which were upgraded, and my really, really good sort of unique card, the Home Front. And what Practice Makes Perfect lets me get it, play it, put it back in my hand so I can play it again. So putting Overpower in lets me now get more things to search for and maybe play twice. And it's also great because it gives me card draw too. So I don't necessarily need the card draw part because of who I'm playing, Mark, but card draw never hurts. So that's those 2 are going in. As a blue character, this is going to sound really odd. I'm taking out Stand Together and Emergency Cash. I haven't had that much money issues in this game. One, because I got stick to the plan, and I'm putting an emerging cash up there, so I have one on demand. But I've been very specifically tailoring my deck so that nothing, for most of this game, nothing costs more than 3 costs in my deck. I have one card, it's a beat cop, that costs 4, and that's, I have one card that costs 4. Everything costs 3 or less, because I've played blue characters before, and like, you know, have had a Tommy gun that I could never play, or could have had a Greet ally that I never played, had an agency backup I've never played. So it was critical for me to be like, let's keep it low cost. I never know where my money's gonna be, and so I think this is a cool little upgrade, and I hope I don't have any money issues this time, because that would just be real funny.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and so those are my upgrades. Yeah, and should we talk about the mission? Should we do the story?
Yeah, let's hop right into the story, because we're going to read all this before we start looking at the rest of the stuff.
Got it.
What's happened.
Okay. So Scenario 6, the City of Archives, Intro 1. You remember very little of the next few days. Your consciousness fades in and out as your body grips with exhaustion, and your mind feebly attempts to comprehend what exactly has happened to you. The inhabitants of this place are the same creatures you saw Alejandro consorting with. Immense corrugated cones of clammy flesh with 4 thick limbs extending from the top. They are horrifying to look upon, but they do not harm you as you expected they might. The first few days are spent restrained and questioned by the creatures, several of which are somehow able to communicate in English. Others reproduce your language using an odd futuristic machine played like a musical instrument. You are reminded strangely of the jazz piano at the Nightingale. It is only then that you realize your body has been altered. You have no hands or fingers to play the keys, no legs to walk upon, no lungs to scream out. You are one of them now, one of the creatures that have taken you captive, and your original body is nowhere to be seen. Despite your captivity, the creatures do not seem intent on harming you. Instead, they merely interview you, asking you all manner of questions about a broad range of topics: your society, your profession, your technology, your ecosystem, your human body. The thirst for knowledge is unyielding, unending. Their questions range from the mundane to the complex. They implore you to write copiously in your own language, taking anything you write to store away in their vast archives. You are informed that you are able to roam the city freely if you comply. The investigators must decide. Cooperate and tell the creatures everything you know, and then you go to Intro 2. Refuse and resist captivity. I am curious about what's I'm going to I'd like to cooperate and tell the creatures everything I know. What do you think about that, Matt? You think that's a bad idea?
I think it could be fine. They're acting reasonable towards us right now.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I guess we could always like change our minds.
I also feel like we need to get more information. Like we need to know what's going on. All right, so Intro 2. You cooperate the creatures, hoping to earn your freedom. You are sick of captivity, and perhaps you will be able to find a way home if you are able to roam the city at will. The creatures seem pleased that you are answering their questions, though their mannerisms are still completely alien to you. Days turn to weeks, perhaps even longer. It is difficult to tell. Finally, one of the creatures informs you that you are free to roam the halls of the city with several restrictions. You are not allowed to do harm to your new body, for it belongs to another of their race, and you are not allowed to leave the city. Your restraints are lifted, and the creature watches with keen interest as you get used to your conical body. In your campaign log, record that the investigators cooperated with the Yithyans. Oh, okay. So now we know what we are. We are a Yithyan, and we skip to setup. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What do we got in setup, Matt?
Well, we got this is telling us that if there are any unique item assets in your deck, you have to take them out. So normally that's going to involve a lot of stuff that we got in the mission, the Expedition Journal, the Relic of Ages, which we already didn't have. In certain decks, it can reference things like named items, like in a purple deck, the St. Huber's Key. But for the purposes of our decks, after looking at them, I believe it is just that. I might need to double check my deck now that I think about it, but I think I'm good. I'll check that.
Okay, so it's the Expedition Journal for me, and what happens to it? It just leaves the game, or
it just gets a set aside out of play.
Okay, set aside out of play. Got it.
Drawing opening hands. If one of us had Alejandro, we'd have to also take him out, but I don't believe that is the case.
Okay.
But lastly, we now replace each investigator card with a body of a Yithyan investigator.
Oh my god. Here we go. I have not looked at this yet, even though it came on the field. Body of a Yithyan, captive in another form. Now look at this, guys. Everybody, it looks weird. I don't know what the heck is going on. It's got flower tentacle on its head. I don't know. But 2/2/2/2, so twice as good as Calvin. And Monster Yithyan. Each of your ally assets gains the Yithyan trait. Reaction: after you commit a card to a skill test, you are performing double the skill icons on that card. What? Wait, limit once per test. Star +2 draw card. Wait, this is amazing. And I guess we need it because our stats are so low.
Stats, are real garbage right now.
Yeah, in hard mode, everybody, like 3 is terrible. 2 is even worse. But we are 7/7s, and I guess since we're in a new body, we don't have trauma?
That is actually a really good question. And I don't, now that you bring this up, I think I remember wondering about that. I don't think it says that up here. Because clearly it would make sense you wouldn't have physical trauma. You could argue you'd still have mental trauma.
Yeah.
But I don't think it actually says one way or the other. So it says replace each player's investigator card with Body of the Atheian. So let me go to Body of the Atheian real fast.
Yeah.
So these are the rules.
Oh.
During the setup of the scenario, each investigator is instructed to replace their card, Body of the Atheian. Each investigator's deck remains the same, but for the duration of the scenario, they must use the Body of the Atheian, and therefore cannot use any of your investigator abilities. Each investigator should still use the investigator mini cards so you can tell who's who. Any trauma that would normally be placed in your investigator card is transferred to your Body of the Atheian investigator card. There you go. Any cards that were attached to or placed underneath your investigator card are attached or placed underneath the Body of the Atheian. For the duration of the scenario, your Body of the Atheian card has the same card title as your former investigator. So, for example, if you're playing Wendy Adams, you'd treat your Body of the Atheian card as if the title was. We'll still have our name.
Okay.
Finally, the Body of the Yithyan card bears the encounter set icon for the City of Archives, so it cannot be used in any scenario other than City of Archives unless otherwise noted. So it's saying, if for some reason you really wanted to play this outside of here, you're not allowed to unless they tell you.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so trauma still carries over, and I guess I could still use Sophie because she's part of my deck.
Yeah, she hangs out with you. I actually have to take my violin out of my deck, which is truly unfortunate. It is a unique item asset.
Oh my god, really? Damn. Yep. Okay.
I was afraid of that. I couldn't remember what it was actually called.
Oh, I have to take Sophie out. She's a unique item asset.
Oh no.
Because she's a photograph, like...
Yeah.
She's not just a spirit.
Yes. Yeah, that sucks.
Oh my god. Dude, this is bad.
It is a unique item asset. Okay, well. All right, well, there you go. There you go. We both lost our good cards, at least one of each of our good cards.
Holy crap.
All right, so, now we check the campaign log. If we cooperated with the Yithians, we are actually going to put ourselves in the interview room, arrival chamber.
Okay.
It is one of the 3 interview room locations. That means I think I actually have to pull these out of here.
Where is the interview room? Yeah.
I think they're. Hold on, let me double check this. Double check something real fast. Yep. Because what I'm trying to, I guess. I know where it is.
All right, cool. And welcome to the best game on Twitch, GZ Jedi 420. Thanks for the follow.
The locations just did the despawn thing. We're gonna have to go pull them out.
Okay.
Here, this is cooperative with Yithians. It's this bag. We're gonna have to actually go. I'm gonna have to go to a different table later and get back the set aside stuff. It seems to do this a lot with when the secondary player plays. I believe it was called the arrival chamber, right?
Yep. Arrival chamber,
okay.
Yeah. Each investigator begins in the interview room, arrival chamber.
And all 3 of these are now going to...
Yeah, randomize the other 2 interview room locations and put them into play as well.
There and there.
Okay.
So that, and we go up there,
Okay.
and then if we copy to the Yithyan, search the gathered encounter card sets for Yithyan Observer and spawn it unengaged in the lead investigator's location.
Wait, what?
I just got disconnected.
You did?
Yeah, from the game. Apparently, you can still hear me.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I was gonna say you are still
actually,
on stream. Yeah.
okay, it's gonna actually be in that bag to the right up there, of the trash can above the agenda.
Yep.
So you can drop that in there. I'll reconnect real fast.
Okay. Where's
And
this
I
going?
guess it's that second paragraph. Let me double check. It says.
Oh, if the investigators cooperate with the Atheians, search the gathered encounter sets for the Yithyan Observer and spawn it unengaged in the lead investigator's location. Note that it gains aloof due to the text on Act 1A. Then each investigator gains 1 clue from the token pool. Okay. So this will be at our location. We'll each get 1 clue. I'll give you 1 clue. I'll give myself 1 clue.
Thank you.
All right. And then I'm guessing we should probably do our hands before we read anything.
Yeah, go double check to make sure there's not one more thing on that, because I got kicked out. I can't see.
Yep.
I'm gonna really quickly go grab those cards that vanished.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So put the 3 halls of Nakotis locations into play. I think they automatically came out.
Yeah. So I think we're all good on that.
Yep. And then set the custodian aside out of play, and then shuffle the encountered cards to build the encounter deck.
Okay.
All right, which I will shuffle.
Yeah. So that should be everything then.
Cool.
I'll be right back in there once I grab this pile of cards.
Sounds good.
And otherwise, yeah, if you want to read the agenda and the act while I'm hopping back in.
I was just wondering if we should be doing our hands before we do that.
Oh, yeah, I think that would work.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. And I will shuffle my deck.
So did you look at, like, so basically the nice thing is any cards you have you pitch for icons, double their icons. So that makes your overpower, like, really good.
Yeah, no, my overpower is now a +6, which is ridiculous. My home front's a +8.
Right.
Yeah, this is
Right.
really great. I mean, but just, oh my god, not having Sophie and having a fight stat of 2, a base fight stat of 2, doesn't feel great. I'm gonna have to pull some crazy moves like you did, like in our game when you played Stella, who had like clue 2 but was still like scooping mad clue.
See, yeah, if I can, I'm really glad to have the upgraded Rite of Seekings right now, because that at least gives me 2 base.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the game in the server browser, so I don't know.
Okay, hold on. I am going to do a save state on this just to save this game. We're gonna call it Arkham Jungle Scenario 6 Setup. I'm going to save it here just in case.
Okay.
And then should I leave and then reload?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
hold on. I'm going to move to this over here. Exit to the main menu. I'm going to remake this game. Create a multiplayer game.
So yeah, playing as Yithyans, 2 stats across the board is rough. The star is nice, but 2 stats across the board is rough. Man.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I think the game. I think it was probably me. The game that I was hosting just disappeared. Oh, cool, Mattson. I see you in here now. So I think it was on my end.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Well, then I'll drop those cards into the box, and yeah, we can grab our hands real quick then.
Cool.
Okay. So this.
Okay. I'm gonna draw my hand. Ooh. 2 cults, a guard dog, a mirror, an elusive. I'm going to throw the elusive back. I'm going to throw 1 cult back. But a cult, a guard dog, and a hollowed mirror. I feel pretty good about this. 2, 4, 5. I can ever vigilant all of this in 1 turn.
So what's interesting for me now is things are very different for me because my corners are good, but also I'm not refilling my hand. So my empower self is actually significantly better. Empowered self is really, really good in this mission.
Oh, you're not going to be refilling your hands anymore.
No. So empower self gets a lot stronger too. So I'm trying to decide if I want to actually keep this cornered or throw it back.
Right, because your unique ability on the Yithyan is kind of giving you double anyway.
It's more the fact that cornered is great if you keep refilling your hand every turn. You just want to dump anything.
Yeah.
It becomes less good when you're drawing 1 card a turn.
Yeah.
It does turn 1 card each turn into an unexpected courage for you, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's good enough for me to not go dig for my rite of seeking.
Yeah.
And that's where I don't think it is. I think the Empower Self is very good. I would love to see more of those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop my Alter Fate and my Empowered Self because right now I don't know how soon I'm going to need that Alter Fate. A couple of those.
Oh, sorry about that, Code Poet. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I didn't go back and show Tabletop Sim on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So we were just talking about our hands here. This is what Matt ended up mulliganing with. He's keeping Empower Self right here.
That's going to be important.
Yeah, that's what he was digging for. And then what I had in my hand was a cult, a guard dog, and a hollowed mirror. I threw away an elusive and a second cult, and I picked up Vicious Blow in the home front, which is great for initial tests, but I didn't really want to pick these up because I want to be able to pick these up with Practice Makes Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to see the cult and the dog. You've got some damage online should we need it.
Yes.
That's excellent. Okay. Well then, I guess we can look at the agenda, the act, and our location.
Yeah, absolutely. The agenda, 1A, with a doom threshold of 5, City of the Great Race. Somehow you have awoken in a futuristic city inhabited by odd alien creatures beyond your imagining. You must explore this strange place if you were to find a way out, but your new body is difficult to get used to. Investigators cannot put item assets into play, including item weaknesses.
You can't play your gun.
I can't play my gun.
That's
I
what we
can't
get
play
for-
my hollowed mirror either, huh?
Yeah, so I think technically that's why you are supposed to keep your hand before you read for fun surprises like that,
Yeah.
but that really sucks.
Okay. Act 1A with a 4 clue threshold, exploring Nakatis. Getting out of the strange city might be harder than you thought. Its halls are endless and filled with all manner of complex futuristic machinery. Each copy of Yithyan Observer gains aloof, which is the guy that's on us. So it looks like we don't have to be anywhere specific. We just need to get 4 clue. The Yithyan Observer that's with us is a 4/4/3 monster Yithyan. Prey is the fewest cards in hand. Force, when Yithyan Observer attacks you, discard a card at random from your hand. If you cannot, it deals +1 damage and +1 horror to the attack. So it already hits you for 1 and 1. It'll hit you for 2 and 2 if you can't discard a card. But it has victory 1 if we can kill it with a 4 health. That sucks. And the interview room arrival chambers, where we start with a 2 shroud, no clue, ancient Nakatis reaction. After you begin your turn in this location, if there's a Yithyan enemy in this location, draw a card. There were colossal round windows and high arched doors and pedestals and tables, each as tall as the height of an ordinary room. All right.
Nice. So that's free card draw every turn we're here.
Yep.
That's good. That will help. So here's the big question for you. Okay.
Yep.
Something to keep in mind. Do you feel like what it's saying on the first agenda here is a temporary thing or a permanent thing?
I don't know. But from the story that we read in the beginning, it feels like as long as we remain in these bodies, since we have no hands, we can't hold items. But I just don't know.
Well,
at some point,
it's not even hands. I can't put on my Holy Rosary.
Oh. I mean, obviously we're looking for like our bodies. We're trying to figure things out. So maybe later we find our bodies. I don't know. I just don't know.
Is it simulating the fact that we aren't used to these bodies yet, and they're unwieldy, and maybe if we like get more used to them,
Oh,
we can use
that could be it too.
It's just something to keep in mind because I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a good thought.
Yep.
Okay. Well then, I mean, basically, like my only thing I have to do this turn is try to get Empower Self online. Each one of those I find is going to be really big. Each of the different Empower Selves. So, yeah. I mean, what are you thinking? Are you planning on staying put? You want to go explore? Like,
how important is it to defeat this Yithyan Observer? Not really, right? Because he's aloof.
And on top of that, he's what's making us draw extra cards.
Right.
So I think that it might be worth it later if we're in a position where we have extra time
and we want the victory point, right? Yeah. Because I think what I'm going to do is basically play the dog and go exploring because I don't have anything else really to do.
Yeah, that sounds. So then, yeah, why don't we have you go first then, just in case like an enemy shows up because you're first, then I'll hop on the dog and you'll be in a good spot.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to my Ever Vigilant because it's silly to use it to play one card. I'm going to play a dog. He's an ally creature, everybody. I can hang out with this dog. And that's action number 1. Action number 2, I can only explore one place. Oh, and also, I began my turn in this location, so I get to draw a card, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let me do that.
Before you
let me do that first. Okay. Ooh, got me a 1-2 punch. That's actually great in this scenario.
That is very good. Good find.
Okay, and now we're gonna go here because these aren't connected, right? The interview chambers. No.
No, they're not.
Okay, so the halls of Nakatus, eastern corridors, ancient. At this point, it appeared that the desert sands lay directly upon the floor of some titan structure of Earth's youth. How preserved through the eons of geologic convulsion, I could not then and cannot even now attempt to guess. All right, 3 shroud, 1 clue. That's odd. Fast action during your turn. Choose and discard a card from your hand. Move to another copy of Hall's. Limit once per turn. Oh.
So it's fast travel to any of these 4 things.
Discard a card from my hand. Do I want to discard the mirror to move? Or do I discard the cult knowing that I have more weapons in my deck that I'm going to draw them later?
Going like this way? Because you can't go into interview rooms with them. So do you want to stay... You want to go deeper into the halls?
I don't know. Should I separate from you too far? What are you doing with your turn?
I guess it depends on what card I draw. I mean, I'm going to Empower Self, and I'm just going to start hunting and trying to get us clues if I have a way to. See, that's my problem. Like, the fact that I drew this Empower Self does help me find clues.
Yep.
Significantly. But I have to find cards to pitch to it to do that. So I'm also gonna have to disconnect real fast or something because it's not letting me click any of my buttons. So I'm going to be right back. But yeah, it's up to you. If you want to go to further, I mean, I really don't remember this mission. I've only done it a couple times.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch my Colt and go another thing. I'm gonna go clockwise or counterclockwise around, I think.
Okay.
All right, so I'm doing the fast action on this location, everybody. I discarded my Colt in my hand. I'm gonna move to another copy. We're gonna go over here. In this hall's same flavor text. 3 shroud, 1 clue, the same thing. Fast action during your turn. Choose and discard a card from your hand. Move to another copy. So it's the same. It's the same thing, but I can only do it once per turn, which I already did.
Has different connectors for what it's worth, but yeah, that doesn't really give us any other info.
Didn't give us any info. I revealed 2 locations, so I played a dog. I moved. I fast action. I have 1 more action left. I can't do that fast action, so I think I'm gonna draw a card.
Okay.
Or should I get $1? I'll draw a card. Okay. Another vicious blow.
Yeah, seeing your experience, it's tempting to just sit here and like dig for cards since this guy gives an extra card, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me see what I draw first and then go from there. Okay, so I ripped a Rite of Seeking off the top. That's huge.
Oh, that is big.
That's
Yeah.
Really big. Okay, so then action 1. I'm gonna play Voice of Ra. And just hope that it works out for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I might need to promote.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Did I not promote you? Sorry about this. Hold on.
It's when I left.
There it is. You have been promoted.
Try. I can't click the button.
I am going to demote you, and then I'm going to promote you again. And if not, I might have to do a save state again. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Yeah, I can't click the...
Okay, hold on. I'm going to do another game state save. We're going to call this Arkham Jungle.
It's great here.
6,
Actually.
1. Let's let that save. Go back to this title screen. I am going to exit to the main menu. I'm actually going to close down Tabletop Sim, and I'm going to reboot it because this is
a little weird.
Yeah, a little funky.
Okay. Yeah. So, if any of you guys watching, have you done this mission before? Do you feel good about it, bad about it? Is this new to a lot of you?
It's new to me, and it's very weird. It's a weird one also to have be like the 6th scenario, because this is the point where you're kind of like your deck is feeling good, like you're sort of rolling. You know what, you've built something for yourself in your deck, and I guess that's the purpose why they're putting it in now. But it just feels odd because now it's just like it just hurts more.
Yeah, you're like, I built this deck around all this stuff that I can't use. I don't have my stat line. I don't have my character abilities.
Yeah.
Apparently, I can't use my items.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of the mystery. Is like we just have to wander around and figure out what the hell all of it means.
Yeah.
For the time, and which is why I'm moving. I want to get some information, but.
Yeah. Code Poet in the chat has something great to say. It's that Yithyan TTS, not used to these bodies. We don't know how to use Tabletop Sim anymore because we're in these Yithyan bodies. Super thematic.
Hey, I can draw tokens.
Hey, there it is.
Oh my God. And I drew.
You drew 2.
Yeah, baby. It's $5. That was
dude.
big.
You just got $5. This is I think you've played. That's awesome. Is 3 times you've played this, and I think you whiffed 2 times.
It's been a mixed bag, for sure. Okay, well that actually sets me up financially for a while. I'm very happy to see that. So I'm gonna play Empower Self for 3, and Rite of Seeking for 4.
Dude, this is so good right now. This is so good.
And it does mean I'm gonna sit here for one more turn, but that will give me one more card draw, and then I can start I'll begin my turn here one more turn.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm gonna have to stay here for one more turn, but that gets me online in a big way.
Yep.
So that's what I needed to see.
All right, cool. So enemy phase, this guy's aloof.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do chip in a chair. I got me a blade I can't play. We're gonna go to 1 of 5 on the Doom threshold, and we are gonna do some bad cards. We're gonna shuffle this deck first, though, and then we're gonna come back and do a bad card. Locked door. Attach a location with the most clues and without a locked door attached. The attached location cannot be investigated. Test a fist 4 to break it down, or a foot 4 to pick the lock. If you succeed, discard locked door. I'm going to put this one on my location because I'll leave the clue that's closest to you open.
Scholar from Yith. Prey most cards in hand. Force when he attacks, you discard 2 cards in hand at random. Then if he is ready and engaged with you, parlay, test book 3 to attempt to pass as a member of the creature's race. If you succeed, draw one card and evade Scholar from Yith. If you fail, he attacks you. So does he come out aloof? No, each copy of Yithyan Observer is aloof.
Yeah, just the
He
observers are aloof.
In theory, he doesn't have a hunter. So I can like leave him here if I evade him using the parlay test.
Yeah, and then he doesn't have hunter, so he just kind of hangs out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
So all right. Let's hope that works out. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean I can guarantee it works out if I need to with Catastrophe, which I don't necessarily want to burn right now, but like should I just go and see how that goes?
Yeah, because otherwise I'm not sure what I'm doing here. But it'll take me 2 actions just to get to you to do something. Code Poet is saying in chat, I found the hardest part of this scenario is remembering that you don't have your regular investigator ability. Yeah, that's going to be rough for me, for sure.
It is. It's going to be wild. So, okay, the other option is if you double moved over here and like Vicious Blowed this thing, is that better than you going and searching and trying to grab Clue? I mean, I know your hand isn't good for grabbing Clue because you don't have any like book pitch.
Yeah.
In fact, really all punch. So that could be the other option. I mean, it sucks. It's your whole turn. I don't love it.
Yeah, but I'll be a 6 to a 2 test on that because Vicious Blow will get double.
It's or I just evade him and move on, and you can go get information. It's your call, man. I think it's a reasonable.
I say you evade this dude. Let's move. There's a 5-turn clock on this agenda, which feels not like not a lot of time.
Okay, so my question then is, do I just try to evade him instead of do the book test? I think I do. So here's how I'm going to do this. So my turn begins. I draw a card because I'm in the location that
with the Yithyan. Yep.
So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to spend $1 to just play Impromptu Barrier. It's embarrassing. I hate to have to do it.
Yeah.
But it gives him -1, so that makes him a 1.
Yep.
To my 2. I'm going to pitch Deny Existence for 2 question mark icons because of the inability. So that makes me a 4 to a 1.
4 to a 1. You're up 3. -3, so you succeed.
So this I'll set off to the side over here.
Yep.
A dude gets evaded regular, so I don't get the parlay ability from him. That's action 1.
Sweet.
Action 2, I'll move here.
Okay.
Action 3, just because it's kind of efficient, I think I'm going to empower self and try to pick up this clue.
Yeah.
It will make me a 4 to a 3.
Yep.
Is this even worth it? Without having any question marks? Up 1 doesn't seem worth it. Maybe I should just go get info.
Up 1 kind of sucks, dude.
I had 1 book that was worth 2 books, I'd do it, but I really don't want to pitch my Catastrophe to just this test.
Yeah, no, I hear you on this. That seems like such a waste for that card.
I'm going to move in here.
Okay.
My last option is to play Mists of Relay.
You don't have any arcane slots left.
Right, I don't. Okay, never mind then.
Yep.
Okay, so move in here. So let me read the front first, sorry. Meanwhile, the displaced mind, thrown back to the displacer's age and body, would be carefully guarded. It would be kept from harming the body it occupied, and would be drained of all its knowledge by trained questioners. Lovecraft from Shadow Out of Time.
Okay.
So this is a VP spot.
Okay.
Test book 4 or punch 4 to interrogate the captive mind restrained here. If you succeed, remember that you interviewed a subject. You fail, take 2 horror. So that seems important. And on top of that, this is 2 VP here that I can pick up next turn with Rite of Seeking. So that test I can pretty much guarantee with Catastrophe.
Yep.
If need be. But I'm done. I mean, that's good info.
Yep.
You can also come over here and just take that test too. Now I think about it, because it's a punch test.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe that's
Yeah, I mean,
good.
yeah. If depends on what happens on this bad cards phase, but that could be something good. Or I could go to this next interview room and see what that's about too.
Well, you're first. I went first, right? So you still have your whole turn.
Oh, I still have my own turn. Oh, geez, you're right. Do you want me to check out the new interview room or just do this test?
I know I can do it with Eucatastrophe. It just comes down to the question of if this is what we want to spend it on.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be good. I'm already here. I could both Rite of Seeking and then go for that. Oh, I also can use Empower Self on it. Yeah, leave this one to me, because I could also Empower Self if I get the right cards too.
Okay, but the other question is, do I just hang out with you
for like safety
for
reasons?
safety reasons? Because I have a lot of punch and I can do things.
Yeah. It looks like these enemies aren't like necessarily. It looks like there's secondary ways to deal with them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have one more use of Impromptu Barrier, so I don't know, man. This is a hard call. Like, if you want to go.
I mean, what I can do is sort of like punch this door and then come to you.
I don't think this door is worth it for one clue.
Okay.
Look at this. This is the location that has a VP on it. It has 2 clues. I don't think spending an entire action just to get access to one clue that you can't even get easily is worth it.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go to this interview room then. I want to see what's going on here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go 1, 2. All right. And we're going to check this out. It is a 1 shroud, 2 clue, victory, 1 force. After you enter this location, test mine 3. Take 1 horror for each point you fail by. Okay. I do have a hollowed mirror.
Worth 2 icons.
Worth 2 icons. So that's a 4 to a 3 test, which isn't great, but this is the best I got.
Yeah. Yep.
And that is a -3. So I fail by 2. Right?
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
You have to just take 2 horror and discard 2 cards at random.
Wow. Okay. This is awesome.
That was rough.
Yeah.
That was really rough.
Okay, we are discarding 1-2 punch and vicious blow. Damn it.
Oh.
I mean, it was all bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But having the 1-2 punch, I really wanted to keep that. I wanted to ditch the blade, if anything.
It's like you can actually potentially get clue from here. It's only a 1, but you don't have anything to pitch to it, do you? You literally have no book.
I literally have no book. It'd be a 2-to-1 test.
Yeah, it might be worth just digging then. And that's not great odds.
Yep. I'm going to draw a card. Shortcut. Cool.
That could be useful. All right. Well then, yeah, enemy phase.
This guy readies up. Chip in a chair. Got my overpower. 2 of 5. I'm like so ready to punch something. And a bad card. Frozen in Fear, my favorite card. Put it in my threat area. First time you perform one of the following actions: move, fight, or evade. Each round it costs an additional action. At the end of the turn, test 3 mind. If you succeed, discard it. That's sweet.
You need to, like, I mean, I can potentially meet up with you down there, or you can meet up with me.
Yeah.
That's really bad. Oh my god. Okay. So we really needed to draw those in
reverse order. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. If I go, I want to clear out this place and get out of here.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. I don't. Oh my god. If you go first, it would be. You would just.
Yeah. It's been 2 actions to move here, and then 1 action, the third action to move here. Yeah.
What a nightmare. Okay, so this guy right here, and if I fail at my test on him, he hits me, which makes him discard 2 random cards from my hand.
It's so bad.
It is incredibly bad, and I really, really am not happy. And I can't even kill him in like a single hit.
Yeah, but if you evade him and I ended up in your location, then we can have him hop on me, right? Because it's most cards in hand.
Yeah. It's just a very...
It's a clunky ass turn. Yeah.
Okay, then I guess this is what I have to do. I hate this. I'm going to pay 1 to shuffle Impromptu Barrier back into my deck, which will give him -1, okay?
Yep.
I'll pitch Missive Relay, which is worth 2 foot. So
Yep.
I will be a 4 to a
4
1.
to a 1. Which is a -2. So you succeed.
To put one of my clues on my location. God, this is a stupid fuck. Like, because we started with 1 clue each, I get to
Oh,
drop
that's
it.
right. We started with 1. All we had to do was grab 2 clues and we could have advanced the act. Oh my god.
No, this is bad. So this is where it comes down to where... okay, so then here's what I'm doing first, or second action. I'm going to attempt this parlay test right here, okay? I'm going to attempt it using Empower Self, because I'm doing a book test. So that makes me a 4 to a 4.
Yep.
I'm going to pitch a Eucatastrophe, which is worth 4 icons. So I'm going to be an 8 to
you're
a 4.
An 8 to a 4. You're up 4.
Up 4. I'm going to put this in my descriptor.
Yeah. All right. You succeed.
Perfect. Okay, so we need to remember, and I'm just going to mark this by putting a thing here.
Yep. That we interviewed a subject. Yep.
Interviewed a subject. So now here's.
And you don't get any clues for that. You just did the parlay test. Okay.
So now this last action is a super critical one, right?
Yep.
Either we accept our fate, I just move out of here, leave this guy here, and we ignore him, leaving those 3 clues there and basically giving up on that VP. Or my last action is to Rite of Seeking, you come up here, and then we have like the awkward 1 clue left on it that one of us has to go for, which potentially I could pitch to you with Eucatastrophe. So that's the crux of the question. Like, do we abandon this clue, or do I go for it?
I think you go for it because I'm not doing anything on my turn.
Well, so the other thing is like if I just move out here, then you can move up to me, do an action, and then I can pitch like Holy Rosary to you, or even my Eucatastrophe to you.
Oh, to get rid of Frozen in Fear?
Yeah.
Oof, that's actually pretty good.
It needs to happen. We need to get rid of that ASAP.
Yeah.
So basically, either way, I need to do Rite of Seeking, and you come up here, or you meet me out here, because if we don't get rid of your Frozen in Fear, I think we're gonna like lose this.
Okay, meet me over here. Meet me over here.
Okay.
Yep.
So then last action, I move out of here.
Okay.
And you can always go in there later if need be, finish it off or whatever. All right.
All right.
Done.
My first 2 actions will be to move up here. And my third action...
Remember, any mind pump you get can go towards this Frozen in Fear test. So like, I don't think digging for a card is necessarily bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like, just
dig and get Shell Shock, which whiffs.
Yeah, that's good. That's at least a good time to
Perfect.
get that.
Done.
Okay. So now when your turn ends, this is the final big decision to make. I can pitch you Eucatastrophe, which is with two icons apiece, which will put you at 6 to 3. Obviously, you can pitch something too, which would put you like 8 to 3.
Yep.
Or I can save my Eucatastrophe to clear it off of you. I feel like they're both legitimate decisions. Do you feel like 8?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yes, I do want to do that.
So I'm pitching it, right? I'm not going to
No,
play
no, you're pitching it. So that's going to be +4. So I'm a 6, and I'm going to pitch my shortcut to make it 8. So I'm an 8 to a 3. -4. There it is. Done.
Okay, that was like incredibly important. Okay, cool. So well, we net lost clues, but we got some information here. We interviewed a subject.
We did interview a subject.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, so we're ready, that dude. And then chip and
Tip your
check.
chair. Okay.
Oh, I didn't shuffle Impromptu Barrier. Right. Okay, let me try that again.
We are now 3 of 5, and now we're gonna do some bad cards. I'm gonna grab me a Peril, an offer of power. You must either draw 2 cards and place 2 Doom on the current agenda to make it advance, or take 2 Horror. Oh my god. We could advance it. It'll advance right now, and we lose 2 turns. Or I take 2 Horror, and I already threw away my Hollowed Mirror that I couldn't have played and can't heal. I could put it on the dog and take 1. God dang it. I'm going to take 2 Horror and kill my dog and take 1.
Okay. I think that was the right move. Like, I don't think 2 Doom is ever worth 2 cards. I think it's not 1 Doom. Lost Humanity. Test Mind 5. For each point you fail by, remove the top card of your deck from the game. There are 10 total cards in your hand, deck, or discard pile. You're driven insane.
Holy crap. We got to remember this thing.
Yeah, so fewer than 10 cards total in your hand, deck, and discard pile. So that's implying that cards are going to get removed from the game.
Yeah.
This is also not really a scary card for me because, like, I have a bigger deck than average.
Oh, that's right. You have like 40-something. Yeah. This is terrible for me.
I think I just accept this, like, for right now. You know?
I'm glad. Well, honestly, I'm glad you got this instead of me. But I'm sure there's multiple copies of this thing in this deck.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, sure, there's some stuff I really wouldn't want to lose, in particular in Power Selves. Yeah. But, like, I think I'm just going to go for it because it's not worth me going hard. I only have 2 cards left in my hand.
Yeah.
And I think we might need it. So I'm going to just test.
Are you just going to test? You're not going to pitch the cornered at all?
I really don't think I am. No.
Okay.
I think there's going to be worse mind tests. -6. I'm glad I didn't because I was going to fail by 5 anyway. So I remove 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually no. I'm okay with all that. I'm okay with that.
I wasn't.
I didn't see my Rite of Seeking. I didn't see my Empower Self. Like, I can live with that.
Okay.
Like, I can live with that.
Jeez, why is this encounter deck so ridiculous right now?
No, I mean, that right there was actually, it felt like it did nothing to me.
I'm glad that you felt that way because it felt real hard. It felt hard for me to watch.
I hear you. Okay, so we need to advance this.
Yes.
Act, which means we need to get 3 clues. So for me, that's move down here and take the test. What sucks is when I go in there,
you're gonna have to take a Mind 3 test. Yeah, when you go in there,
take that Mind test. Yeah. You never want to come back here ever again. Obviously,
yeah.
Like,
I'm never going back in there. So,
what are you doing, like, on your turn? Do you want to just get more info? Like, go.
Yeah,
check
I'm gonna check the other things
halls?
out because I can't do this. I can't do this 3 shroud book test. I'm awful. I could pitch an elusive, but I'm only up 1.
Yeah, why don't you go first then and see what you can find, and I'll see if that changes
cool.
my decision.
So I'm going to go down here as my first action. This location is connected to the halls of Naka's eastern corridors and the halls western, and vice versa. Thanks for that information. The halls southern. This location is connected to... Okay, same thing. Fast action. During your turn, choose and discard a card from your hand. Move to another copy of halls. Limit once per turn. 3 shroud, 1 clue. I'm pretty sure that the western location is going to be the same exact thing.
Yeah, it feels like we need to do another act. I mean, there's a chance it isn't, but it feels like we need to advance the act. So
I still have 2 more actions. I could just walk over here and check this out.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it's. You're right. It could just be exactly the same thing. It does seem to be following the pattern. However, it is also mirroring something where there is stuff, so maybe it isn't.
Yeah. But yeah, I could go there and check it out, but I'm also afraid to get too far from you. But I also, if you're going to end your turn on this location, I'm never going back in that room again.
I'm definitely ending my turn there. I think it's very likely I'm ending my turn there. It's not guaranteed, but I think it's likely. I might not. I might move out. It depends upon what you find. If you go over there and you find it's a dead end, then that might change.
Okay, I'm going to go over here. So, second action, I'm going to find... I'm going to look at here. 3 shroud, 1 clue, fast action during your turn, discard a card from hand, move to another halls. So So there it is, and my third action is I might just walk back to you.
Okay. God, that was obnoxious.
Yeah. Oh my
so
God.
I need. All right. So action 1, moving
Yep.
here. This sucks. I'm gonna have to empty my whole hand.
You have to take this Mind 3 test.
I'm gonna pitch this cornered here.
Yep.
So I'll be a
4
4
to a 3.
I feel like well, I probably don't need to pump my Rite of Seeking because I'd be a 4 to a 1.
You can use your Empower Self here. Anytime a card effect requires you to Mind, you can use Book instead. Oh, we know Mind instead of Book. Sorry, I read it the wrong way.
Use Mind, use Book. Yeah. Use Book instead. So I could use Book in here instead, but like that's not going to help me in this case. God, my hand's just so empty.
Yeah.
I will. I guess I'll.
Yeah, this is a tough choice.
Wait, I only get double icons once per turn, so I'm only going to do it once. It's once per test, I mean. So I'm just going to be a 4.
Okay. -2.
So I fail by 1.
You fail by 1, yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad.
No. Action 2, I'm actually going to draw a card.
Okay.
Action 3, I'm going to Rite of Seeking this.
Okay. So you are a 4 to a 1.
I think I'm just going to take that right now.
Okay, you're up 3. Perfect.
Okay. Good. It was a little risky, but like the cards in my hand are so precious.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's at least 2 clues. We see one more clue, and we can attack, and we desperately need to do that. Like, you wasted so much time running around this because we didn't know that it was a waste of time. You know. Okay.
All right. Enemy phase.
Well,
these guys stay. Upkeep. There's my practice makes perfect. 4 out of 5 on the Doom, and the bad card is a Scientist of Yith. 4/3/1, laboratory, spawn at the laboratory of the Great Race, aloof. If the investigator has deactivated a device or dissected an organ, the Scientist of Yith loses aloof and gains Hunter, hits you for 2. Where is the laboratory of the Great Race?
I don't have it. So he actually whiffs and doesn't come out.
Sweet. Does he surge or no?
Yep. No, only if it says he does.
Sweet, dude.
Yithian presence. Put it into play in your threat area. I remember this one being really, really bad. If there's Yithian enemy at your location, you cannot investigate nor trigger arrow abilities. Choose and discard 2 cards from my hand to get rid of it.
Oh my god. I wish I had that one.
One of those cards. It's like, do I want to leave this on me? Probably not.
Probably not.
But
but choosing 2 of the 3 cards you have kind of blows. Well, losing the Voice of Ra is okay. You want to keep the Holy Rosary is what is what you need to keep there.
That's what I'm a little afraid of that. So here's the question. Like, I think you should try to go for this clue. I mean, you have effectively 3 book icons in your hand. And I'm going to have to do either that, or if I go up there and do it, you could pitch to me. Because I'll be maybe that's better. Because I'll be a base for, you pitch, and I think you should pitch Practice Makes Perfect. Cause
I picked up so many of my practice cards already.
It's all that's left in your deck's 1 and power. Yeah. Okay. Then if I go first, I can move up there. You can pitch that to me.
Yep.
And if that doesn't work, we can.
Yeah, then we can figure something else out. Yeah. Let's do it. You go first.
And action 1, move.
Yep.
Action 2, I'm going to empower myself to go to 4 book.
I'm going to pitch Practice Makes Perfect to give you 2 more book.
So I'm at 6 book. So I'm up 3, please.
And you start it.
Oh, thank God.
Another 2, and you draw a card.
Okay, so I get the clue. I draw my card.
Okay.
Now, oh my God, Alter Fate solves this card.
Oh, sweet.
And you know the best part? I don't actually have to do it right now because it's a fast action. I can do it if I need to. Otherwise, I don't have to.
So do we want, since you have one more action left, do we want to spend all of our clues and advance the act?
I think we do. I think we do.
Let's spend all of our clues.
So I'm spending my.
Let's advance this act. All right. Act 1B, Finding Your Way. You explore the area near your interview chamber for some time, learning more of the city and its dwellers. It is a place of knowledge and research, inhabited by beings who call themselves the great race of Yith. For the most part, the Yithians allow you to explore the city without troubling you, though some of them follow you about and observe you with keen interest. As you pass through one of the city's meandering halls, you find a panel attached to the wall. It is a technological device you cannot hope to understand. As you stand in front of it, dumbfounded, one of your observers approaches cautiously. It extends one of its claw appendages and manipulates the panel in a convoluted manner. To your surprise, the wall in front of you slides open to reveal another series of halls. The creature steps aside to let you pass. Put each set-aside location into play. The Great Laboratory of the Great Race, the Great Library, the Laboratory of the Great Race, Yithyan Orrery, Deconstruction Room, and Towers of Nakotis. Choose one of these locations at random. Put the set aside the custodian asset into play at the randomly chosen location.
Okay, so let's.
And Yithyan observers are no longer aloof.
That is important. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where all these are. So do we have a blue triangle out?
A blue triangle. We do not.
Okay. So that connects to the blue triangle. This connects to the blue triangle. Here's the blue triangle. This connects to Squiggle and Moon. Squiggle. Squiggle is here.
Yeah, Squiggle's over here.
So then this goes here. It just connects. We don't have Moon, right?
We don't have Moon yet.
Okay. So then, I don't know. Okay, so then that goes there. This connects. The Great Library connects to just Square. Oops.
Okay.
And the Cyclopean Vaults connects to Plus and Heart. That goes down here. And then this Heart connects to Plus and Hourglass.
This is Hourglass and
Plus.
Yep.
So this connects to both of them, it looks like?
Yes. So
Okay.
we can do that, and we can do this, and this, right?
Yes, and they both connect to it. So this is its own self-contained little triangle,
Yep.
right? Looks right. Then lastly, okay, so we need, did blue triangle come out?
Blue triangle is, I believe, up here.
So this connects to blue triangle. Lagging, doing the thing. Okay. And then this connects to both that and equals. It actually connects like both of these. I don't know why they put it up here like this, but this like, but they don't connect to each other. So these are both like one ways.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think that looks
So
correct,
this one,
right?
yeah, this one goes to Squiggle, and yes. Oh, okay. So this is its own little pathway up here too.
Yeah, it's like, and then this one right here is also one way, right?
Star. Yeah, it's only to the square. Yep. Yep.
Okay. So now the custodian we need to randomize. So let's grab a die here. Components, dice. Is it what, one of 4 locations? It said?
One
How many locations?
of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Great Library, Laboratory, Yithyan Orrery, Description Room. Oh no, it's one of 5. Yep.
One of 5. Okay, hold on. 1 of 5. Okay, here.
Yeah.
Here is a D6.
Yep. And then we'll say what? Is this like 1?
Let's just go in the order they
Oh,
list.
in the list. Okay.
Like,
yeah, in the order in the list.
Yeah,
Got it.
we roll 6s. We roll 6. We roll.
We got 3. So it's at the Yithyan Orrery. Over here.
What does he say? When the investigation phase begins, if you control him, each investigator at its location draws a card. Arrow, if it is not controlled by a player, parlay book 3 to converse with it. If you succeed, something about its mannerisms seem familiar to you. Place one of your clues on it. Then if there are 2 or more clues on it, take control. So you have to succeed at 2 book 3 tests, and it joins us.
Okay.
And it seems familiar, which is implying maybe it's somebody like we knew on Earth or something.
It might be somebody we knew on Earth. Maybe it's Ichitaka, dude.
Yeah, just inside this Curious Yithyan. That makes sense. Okay, so I have 2 actions left,
yes.
right? So here is the fundamental question. Do we split up or do we stay together? With these things no longer having aloof and your hand being all combat, I almost feel like we need to stay together. And that, yeah. And I mean, if time gets tight, maybe we change our minds. Yeah. But then I'm gonna move.
Oh wait, hold on. There's a new act to read. Act 2A, right. Unrestricted access. If 3 of the following are true, you must advance. An investigator found the process, or dissected an organ, or interviewed a subject, or realized what year it is, or activated the device, or if we control the custodian, or if we read about Earth, or if we saw a familiar specimen. So we already interviewed a subject, so we need to just do 2 of the 3 of these things.
Here's what I'm thinking, right?
Yep.
We know the custodian's up here and he was randomly put up here. I assume these other things are spread out forever, or spread out all over, so if we go up here, we can get him. Yep. The only issue is you and I both don't have almost any books in our deck. Yep. My deck's all mine. It does have question marks, but it's mostly mine. Yours is
mostly fist. Yeah.
It also does give us card draw every single turn from now on if we pull it off.
That's great for you to pick up.
If we can, I think it's great for both of us. Because we both get it. It's each investigator. Oh no, it's only if you can control it. I thought
it's when you control it. So yeah, so you could control it.
No, we both get it. As long as one of us controls him, each investigator at its location.
Oh, all right. So we are incentivized to stay together if we get this custodian. Yeah.
Okay. Now the final question is: do I pitch a card to get up there faster? Because I could pitch a card and then move in.
How many actions do you have? 1 more, right?
1 action left, so I can fast action my way up
and then move to the laboratory. I mean, that seems pretty good. What do you have to lose here? You probably lose a Voice of Ra.
Yeah, that's what I would lose. Okay, let's do it. We need to get going. Let me make sure that how Yithyan Presence is worded before I mess anything up. It's only I cannot investigate or trigger arrow abilities, but I can always clear the slate with Alter Fate. So then I'm gonna pitch this card to fast move here, and my 3rd and final action will be to move into the Laboratory of the Great Race. It had learned all things that ever were known or ever would be known on the Earth through the power of its keener minds to project themselves into the past and future, even through gulfs of millions of years, and study the lore of every age. I learned a lot of stuff.
Dude.
Okay, if there are no clues, test foot 3 to manipulate the controls. If you succeed, remember you activate the device. If you fail, put a clue here. So we have to clear the clues, and then we have to succeed at that test. Okay. So again, not your best action, but yeah. All right, you're up.
Okay. So I can go move, and then try to dump my elusive to be a 4 to a 2 and try to get 1 clue. It's silly because you can scoop 2 on your own.
I think that there's still some benefit to be found in you just digging for cards, to look for icons for us to pitch to important tests. If you just move up to me and then
draw a card.
Yeah. I mean, what bad cards left in your deck? You got rid of Shell Shock.
It's the Silver Twilight Acolyte.
Okay, so if you're gonna draw a card, do that first before you move.
Oh, okay.
Just in case it's, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If she,
that way I have actions to actually deal with it. All right, let's draw a card, and I got it.
Okay, that's why we do that.
That's why we do that right there. So
it sucks to do this, but if you do a fat vicious blow on her, you can just remove her
Yeah,
from the
pretty
equation.
much. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be a 6 to a 2.
Higher than that.
I
for the
will
purposes of-
pitch my enchanted blade to be an 8 to a 2.
Okay, now if you want to draw like crazy, you could do overpower and vicious blow, which would almost certainly
Oh, and it would net me
That's
2
fine.
damage and 2 cards.
it would net you 3 damage and 2 cards. Because remember, this does 3 damage if you succeed by
Yep.
2.
Let's do it.
You have to succeed by 2 to do
Boom and boom. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm a 12 to a 2. And -2. Okay.
it. That's the other reason.
Yeah,
why
I don't
you
want
get
that
5
many cards in my hand.
Okay, that was actually really smart.
Yep.
Man. Accident. Okay.
So I do 3 damage
Dude, that was-
overall.
that was
I succeed
accidental.
by 2, so I get to draw 2 cards, and I don't have any more weaknesses in my deck. So there you go. Done. So that's 1. That's 2, and then I will move over here for 3.
Wait, that was 2 actions. That was only one action.
I drew a card. I fought him, and I moved.
Right. Okay. Do you want a fast action in here, or, I mean, you have so many like just weapons. Maybe you just fast action to be in on.
Okay. I
think?
will use the location to from here. Everybody, fast action to come over here. Done.
Yeah. I think that's probably worth
Yep.
it. I mean, I hope. I could be wrong.
No, I like being in the same location. This is good.
Me too. All right. So then, yeah, I guess we're on to enemy phase. So none of these are hunters.
None of them
right?
are hunter, but this guy's now no longer aloof. So they all hang out, and then we just do chip in a chair.
I like them of being abandoned on the other side of the
I
map.
do like that too. And here we go. We are now at 5 of 5 of the Doom threshold here.
Okay, let's see what
Let's see what it says. It is Agenda 1B, the Replicator. As you traverse these strange halls, you come across a chamber you hadn't noticed before. It is filled with trinkets and items of all kinds from various civilizations. Many of them match the descriptions you have given to the city's inhabitants, descriptions of the equipment you had on your person when you first encountered the creatures. Have they somehow replicated the objects you had with you? You take what you can find and continue exploring. Interesting. Each investigator searches the top 9 cards of his or her deck for up to 2 item assets and draws them. Shuffle each searched deck. Note, investigators are now able to put item assets into play. There you go, Matt. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. If the custodian is in play and not controlled by an investigator, move it to a location with the most clues on it. Which is over here.
Yeah, that sucks. Hey, the good news is the top 9 cards in my deck add 2 items I forgot that I had. The Robes of Endless Night and the Sword Cane. Which, that could be potentially big.
So what can I... Wait, you put them in your hand? Is that what it said?
Yeah, I believe so.
And draws them. Yep.
Search deck. Yeah. So, I mean, I know you've already found a lot
Yeah,
of
but now I'm going to
items
grab
so
my
far.
survival knife.
Okay, that's
Yep.
something.
And I think
actually
that's the
a-
only item asset because I drew everything else.
Okay. God, the custodian moving there.
Sucks
Okay,
so hard.
now hold on. He might move again later, although... So this is something that I remember we were trying to talk about, right? If something moves, it says moves to a location with the highest clues, and it's on the location, I remember us trying to decide if it actually has to, even if it has to move, to try to find the second, right? If it forces the move no matter what. So if anyone's watching and you can answer that, if something, let's say it's on a 50 clue location and everywhere else on the board has 4 clues, and it says move to the highest clue location, does that mean it sits still or is it still forced to move? If anyone can answer that, I think it sits still, but we were never able
I think it
to find that.
sits still. But I can see how it's read the other way as well.
It might need to move, but I do think that it could be argued either
Yeah.
way, and I can't remember what they ruled. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah. Well, our whole reason for coming up this way is now.
Yeah.
a moot point.
Agenda 2A, Lost Memories. Little by little, the memories of your former life are starting to fade. The most recent events are the first to disappear, but soon you begin to lose your grip on human identity. Each investigator's maximum hand size is reduced by 2, so now we can hold 6 cards in our hands,
Yeah.
which I have, which is lucky. Cool.
Okay.
This mission is cool. We still got to get 2 more of these things. Okay. Oh, and then we do bad cards. Did you shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck? Hold on. Is that one of the things that you do? Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Yeah.
All right. You're up.
Awesome. Cruel interrogations. Put cruel interrogations into play in your threat area. If an investigator has interviewed a subject, take a horror and cruel intentions against cruel interrogations against Surge. So we did, right?
We did. That's the only thing we've done.
Okay, so
Oh, just say interviewed or interrogated?
Wait, if you interviewed a subject.
Okay, then yeah, we did.
So if an investigator hasn't. So does that mean I take a horror and get a Surge? Yeah, right.
That sucks, like deeply.
Okay, and so that just stays in my threat area. So I have to test mine too. If I succeed, I get to get rid of it. I can't take any draw actions. All right, and the Surge.
That's necessary. Oh right, Surge.
No, I clicked it before
Did
you
mine
did.
come down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if this is good or not. Offer of power. You must either put draw 2 cards and place 2 Doom on the current agenda, or take 2 horror. Oh my god, dude.
That is so bad with your current horror pool.
I draw 2 cards. I can't even hold them. Oh, but I'm past the discard point, right?
Past the discard point.
To lose 2 turns, but I'm gonna die if I just take. Where's my healing? 13 cards. It was my only horror healing's Helen Mirror. I can prevent more horror with I've got worse, but I can't heal anymore. I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna have to draw 2 cards and place 2 Doom.
I hate that you're doing it, but I think it's right. We can't have you at 1.
Yep.
I really, really, really don't like it.
I really hate that.
Yeah.
I did get Senior the Crime, though, which is kind of great.
That is actually incredible for us. I get another one of these. Okay. So at this point now, what this creates is I feel like if I can just leave these on me and not get rid of them, that's probably the best, which would mean that just means we have to deal with the Yithyan before I do stuff. Like you'd have
I have to kill
something,
yeah.
So that could be that.
Hey, Code Poet, I have 1 more guard dog and 1 beat cop and 1 Veda Whitley in my deck, which was a campaign investigator.
If I go first, I might be able to clear the clue off of these, and then we can both try to spend our foot icons to do that. You want to just do that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to get moving on this act.
And is he's an ally? He's not. The custodian's not considered an enemy, is he? That's the part that I.
He's not an enemy. He's an ally and a Yithyan.
For the purposes of this Yithyan presence card, that's where I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
I see.
So I'm gonna dump a Rite of Seeking charge. I'll be a 4 to a 2. I will pitch. I don't want to pitch a Holy Rosary. I think I will pitch. We need to pass.
Do you want to practice makes perfect?
Do you have, yeah. Well, no, that's a book. That could help too. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like this Uncaged Soul could be bigger on something bigger.
Yeah.
Right? So I want only 1 mind, but the problem with Robes of Endless Night is that it has a foot icon on it, which is what I would use on this laboratory. So then let me... I'm afraid to get rid of our book icons because we are so sparse.
I know.
So what if... And I feel like shortcut's valuable too. Okay, so in conclusion, I need to get rid of something. Maybe it is the Uncaged Soul.
I know.
I only have 1 charge left of Rite of Seeking. Give me the practice makes perfect. Let's do that, because that way I can get like 2 attempts at it. And even though it's book icon, I think it's okay. Okay, so that puts me at 6-2. Up 4, right? Does that beat
4.
All these tokens? Oh,
it's not gonna go. If you get a skull, you're gonna auto fail.
Okay, so then maybe I need to pitch something. Here's what I need to do. Take that back. You just keep your card. I need to solve this. Action 1, I'm going to play Holy Rosary. Action number 2. But if I do that,
I'm going to put a charge back on your right to see again.
Yeah. What I'm trying to figure out here is if the way Lucky's worded, if after I see the token, if I can play Lucky, does that make the token no longer auto fail because I'm no longer at 5? You see what I'm saying?
Oh. Because then
I'll drop below 5.
Yeah, because it's a fast action.
Playing.
So you should be able to do that and then look at your hand size, right?
I think it would be an auto fail, but then I'd play the Lucky during the window that I'm allowed to adjust it, and all of a sudden.
And suddenly you recheck, and I think you have 4. I think that's how that works.
Okay. So then, yeah, throw me that practice makes perfect.
Okay.
I think that, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I'll rip a token. Plus 1. Okay, we pass. I'll dump this charge.
Yep, and you didn't lose your turn. you didn't lose your actions. So awesome.
That is really big. So here's my 2 clues. Now, so I am going to attempt this thing. I'm going to put Robes of Endless Night into the test. That will make me a 4 to a 3. If you pitch me a foot also, that would be worth another 2, making me a 6 to a 3. Like maybe elusive.
I don't want to attempt elusive because it has a book.
Oh,
but
okay,
I can do shortcut, but shortcut's also really good.
I know they're both hugely important, but we need to pass this test too, because right now with me being only a 4, effectively a 6, that means that.
All right, I'm gonna give you.
If I fail this,
I'm gonna give you the elusive. I'm gonna give you the elusive. So that's another 2.
I'm just worried about putting a clue on this location.
Right.
If there wasn't such a big punishment for failure. Okay, so then here we go. So I'm a 6.
So you failed.
Even with Lucky, I fail.
Yep.
Damn it.
What's going on, Reld? Yeah. Even with Lucky, you'd fail by 1.
Do I take it from the token pool? Yeah. That was really bad. Okay, so that was all of my actions. So now we're in a weird spot where, you can pick that clue up for sure when your turn starts with Scene of the Crime. And then you can try it, but you don't have the benefit of the cards. I can pitch you an Alter Fate to give you 2 icons, and you can pitch Shortcut. I think we need to
do it. Okay. What does this thing say that I can't do? I can't take draw actions. Okay.
Yeah, so that's not terrible.
That's okay. Well, but all right. So I'm going to Scene of the Crime as my first action. I'm going to pick up 1 clue at this location.
Okay. And then now when we pitch cards to you, you'll be below the threshold for Skull, right? If you take this foot action.
Yeah, if I take the foot action and I dump Shortcut, I'll be okay.
Okay, I think I should put this Alter Fate in there just to make sure. Okay. I don't like to do this, but we need to pass this. And it's
1,
really
2,
bad.
3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm a 6 to a 3 on this foot test.
Mm-hmm.
That's a -2, so I succeed. But I place one of my clues on my location.
I don't think that actually matters.
I don't think it matters, right? Because I passed the test. I don't care that there's a clue in the location anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So there's a clue on the location, and now we have activated the device. Okay. I have a third action in which I will play Ever Vigilant.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay, good.
And I'm going to put out an Enchanted Blade, because that gives me Pump and a Survival Knife.
Yep. I like
Okay.
it. Okay. That's good, man. That's
So
really big.
that's my third action. I can't draw cards, but that's okay.
We have to do one more thing to advance Act 2. Just
One more thing.
more.
Yep.
Those things. Okay, so we are on to the enemy phase.
I want to
think-
pause real quick just to say congratulations to Reld in chat, our mod for a very, very long time. Wasn't satisfied with his expensive table from Wormwood, so he just put an offer in the house to put the table in. Excellent news. First real estate purchase is scary. Totally, dude. Congratulations. That's awesome. Awesome. Can't wait to see pictures of the table in the new spot.
That's really cool, man. Congrats. Good luck.
All right. Where are we? Oh yeah, enemy phase. Nothing, right?
I think it's. Yep.
All right. So I can't draw a card, but I will get $1.
No, you can draw a card. You just can't take draw.
Oh,
actions.
okay.
It's your end of turn chip and
Okay,
chair.
cool.
I drew another Alter Fate, which is potentially really good. Okay. So
3 of 7 on the Doom. And we got bad cards.
Yep.
My bad card is Obscuring Fog. Attach to your location. Limit 1 per location. Attached location gets +2 Shroud. After attached location is successfully investigated, discard it. We don't care.
the best thing that could happen is if I draw another Obscuring
Yeah.
Fog right now. Draw Cruel Intentions.
Yeah, Cruel Intentions.
So I do take the Horror. Shoot. I take the Horror. Okay, at least I have the Holy Rosary out. But against Search. Ugh. Keeper. Great Library. She spawns the Great Library. Alert aloof. If investigator has found the process or realized what year it is, Keeper of the Great Library loses aloof and gains Hunter. So
Where's the Great Library?
where is that? Down here. So my guess then is that this is implying like those are the things you do in that area.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so.
Like it's mad at you. So in theory, we don't even need to worry about that guy right now because he's not a hunter.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we have to go there.
Unless we do those things. Okay. Well then, our wing's still safe. The question then is which one of us goes first. Like, I feel like it's you because if an enemy spawns, then you can immediately deal
Yep.
with it. And if it doesn't spawn, I'll know which place to go
Yep.
to.
And we're
Okay.
we're totally we're doing these two, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're here. Let's book it. Let's do as much.
I'm
as
gonna
we
go over here, right next door, to this orrery where the custodian used to be. I seem to talk in some odd language of claw clickings with exiled intellects from every corner of the solar system. There was a mind from the planet we know as Venus, which would live incalculable epochs to come, and one from an outer moon of Jupiter 6 million years in the past. 4 Shroud, 2 Clue, Victory 1, double action. If there are no clues here, remember that you realize what year it is. While you are in the Yithyan Orrery, increase your maximum hand size by 2. So my hand size is now at 8 again. Cool. 4 Shroud, though.
Okay.
I'm never going to be able to get the clues here.
But I mean, this is why I saved the Uncaged Soul, right? So maybe just dig for cards like pitch to
Yep.
me. Like, let's make that our strategy. Let's have we'll dig for cards to help each other do tests.
I mean, there is a thing where I can move back and then go up here and check this out and scout this for you as well. And then you can choose the best of the 2 options.
The nice thing about this place is
Nothing happens
Because
to
all
us.
we-
Nothing happens to us bad here.
right. The only downside is if we draw one of the tokens, it puts one of our clues
Got it.
down. But that's why we have you try to take tests because you don't have clues.
Yep.
So I think unless I rip one of those things, I think me coming in there is the best
Okay,
choice.
so I'm going to draw 2 cards down with my other 2 actions.
Yeah, let's
Let's
check it
do
out.
it. Boom. Done.
Those are both great. Well, Veda's great for pitching. V-Cop's great.
Yeah, B cops are great for going out, but Veda's perfect for pitching. Look at that. 2 question marks.
God, her ability is also really good, but I think her pitching is more
Yeah.
important. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
no. She's getting pitched.
Move. Okay, so action number 1 is moving.
Yep.
Action number 2, I'm going to use my last right of seeking charge. This is what
Yep.
sucks because now we're gonna have to get clues otherwise. So that puts me at 4, 5 from Holy Rosary. I'm gonna pitch Uncage the Soul. That makes me 9 to 4.
9 to 4, which beats everything but the -6 in the tentacle.
I have Lucky in my hand, so I don't think you need to pitch
Okay.
anything. So here goes nothing. Come on, baby. +1. Okay, I went hard, and it
Yep.
paid off. So we get both clues off of
Yep.
there. Now, we need to not take a test here if possible and potentially drop a
Yes.
clue before we get a chance to do the action. So I have one action left. Oh, wait, you can't take draw actions, dude. Okay, hold on. I'm going to fix that for you. On your turn, I'm just going to play Alter Fate to just clear that for you.
Oh, dude, totally.
I think we need you doing that. The issue here now is that, like, mine's stuck on me.
Yeah.
But I think actually my last action, I'm going to try to clear this. Because I have a base 3 against 2, and I have Lucky in my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, Code Poet was like, yeah, can you draw due to cruel interrogations? It said clutch alter fate.
It is. So that'll fix that. But okay, so I'm only up 1 on this test. I'm just going to go for it. Like, there's no punishment if I fail, right?
Wait.
Okay, no.
If you get a cultist or an elder thing, we're going to put a clue there.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Do I risk it though? Because
How many cultists? We have 2 cultists and 1 elder thing?
One. It's high.
It's rough, dude.
Okay, I have a better idea. This is weird. I'm actually going to move out. That's going to reduce the chance of me dropping a clue there. And then I can, like, do this next turn without as much issue. It's a little risky, but I think this is the right call.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. Final action.
I like it. Okay, cool.
Oh, wait. Yeah. I didn't even need to... No, I did
You
move
did
it.
move it. You moved, you investigated. Yeah.
Moved, investigated, and move out. Okay, done. All right. So, enemy phase.
Nothing.
Phase. Fortune or fate is going to be so good
Okay.
for us. Oh, yeah, baby. And that was big. Okay.
We're going to do some Doom, 4 of 7.
I need to say this to you before we hit peril. If you draw a Promise of Power, I can actually counter the Doom that would be placed with Fortune or Fate. I believe, because I'm not responding, I'm not stopping the card. And it stops both Doom.
Wait, fast. When Doom would be placed on any scenario card, cancel 1 Doom.
Oh, it's only one Doom. Okay.
But it's still
sorry.
1 Doom. Okay. And we're still okay.
Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here we go. Test Mind 0. Regardless of whether the skill test succeeds or fails, choose and discard all but X cards from your hand. X is the modified skill value for this test. Wait a minute. What?
Hold on. Regardless of whether the test fails, choose and discard all but X cards. Basically, I think what it's saying is, whenever you draw the token doesn't matter unless it has a trigger effect. What you're basically right now, the mind test is 0. So if you don't pump it in some way, you're gonna have to discard down to 0 cards.
Oh, I see.
The modified skill value. Wait.
Yeah. So if I get a
so
minus 6, then I'm discarding all but.
But it's also modified, like, right. So right now you're a 0. It can't go below 0, so you're gonna have to go down to 0. However, if you you're a 2 to a 0, right? So if you draw, even if right now, if you don't pump at all, even if you pass the test, you only get to keep 2 cards because your modified skill value is a 2.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying? That, I think, is what it's saying. So you might need to do a fat.
I might need to drop Veda.
Yeah, which sucks, but like.
But that's a
your
plus
hand is
6,
actually
and then I would be an
very
8. It'd be an 8 to 0 test for me.
Right, so you won't lose any
Yeah.
cards. God, she's just so
I know.
valuable. It sucks.
I'm gonna
but
do it. So I'm
you do
an 8 to 0 test.
God, I hate you have to do this. I knew it. That was the only. Wait, no, this is why I moved out. You're okay to do that. You don't have a clue to drop.
Oh, I don't have a clue drop. Yeah, perfect. Yes.
Full plan.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. This is what screwed Slimpy and I, by the way. This token, when we got screwed.
So 6 cards. So I don't lose a card then.
Yeah, you don't lose any cards, right? If I'm reading it right, that sounds right. Okay. So then I need to draw something here. Dissonant voices. That is 100% fine. I don't care about that at all. Okay, cool. So, all right. First, and just clear that, get that thing.
I'm going to spend 2 actions, and I'm going to realize what year it is. Well, that's going to also make this guy lose Aloof and gain Hunter, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Something to the guy in the other wing. He like knows all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
he just knows. He just sees it's like, did somebody look at the planets? So, yeah. So now we can. I mean, we can choose to do this. Yeah, right.
No. This is. It says must. This one says
okay,
must.
so we must advance.
We actually have.
So I have 1 more action left. Act 2B, the process. The truth is hard to accept. Your body was never brought to this place. Your mind has been transferred into the body of one of these creatures. Somewhere in another place, in another time, one of the reviled creatures dwells in your body. You no longer have to perform any of the following tests. However, the more you have performed by the time the scenario ends, the easier the transition to your human body will be, and the less likely the process is to fail or backfire. Please be careful. Put this act into play with this side face up as a reminder. Wait, what?
Okay. So basically it's telling us these are the things we need to do. So here's what's happening. We've done 3 of those things.
Yes.
Right?
We interview subject, we realize what year it is, and we've activated the device. 3 in the middle.
So it's basically as a reminder, it's saying this is hugely important.
Yeah.
Do as many of these things as you can.
Yep. We have 5 more things that we can do. The next act is Act 3A, repossession. You have gathered the knowledge necessary to repossess your body, but before you can initiate the process, you must expand your mind. Each Yithyan Observer gains Hunter. Action. Spend 1 clue. Draw. Draw 2 cards instead of 1. If your hand exceeds your maximum hand size, draw 1 additional card. So our maximum hand size is 6. So if you draw 2 cards and you're over 6, then you draw another card. Objective. If each surviving investigator has 10 or more cards in his hand, immediately advance. But beware, remember to complete as many of the tasks listed on Act 2B as you can. Holy crap.
We both need clues.
Yes. And we need to be pitching everything for clues, but all I have is foot. I mean, and fist.
It's okay. I mean, this location right here makes our maximum hand size too high.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, this makes it 8. When we need to win, we can always try to go back here.
Right.
But we do need to try to get you some clue to hold on to.
Yeah.
Like, I have enough that I'll have to clear cruel intention. So this needs to go.
Yeah.
But that is a draw action because it's in bold. So basically, I'm in a position where I can probably get up there when we need be. But we also need. We can't rush it.
We can't rush it. We need to get more things. Yeah.
Yeah. So this comes down to then us trying to find a way to get you some clue.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then you have 1 action left.
I do have 1 action left. I can play something. I can play a beat cop for soak.
You're gonna have this guy coming to hunt you and this guy coming to hunt you. So yeah, I mean, getting online for that's good. Now I'm gonna go up here.
Yep.
So if that influences things for you, like if you want to be any closer to me, but
I think I'm gonna play the beat cop, dude.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Beat cop coming out. All right, you're up.
Action 1, move into here. The deconstruction. They were only partly material as we understand matter, and their type of consciousness and media perception differed wholly from those of terrestrial organisms. Okay. Test punch 4. To attempt to retrieve a valuable organ from one of the alien cadavers. Plus some difficulty for each clue on here. If you succeed, so we don't even need to clear these clues for you to do that. The question is, do I even waste my time doing it? Okay, I think I need to spend my time trying to clear this cruel intentions.
Yeah.
That is what I need to do because I'm gonna need to do that later. I don't have anything to grab this clue easily, so this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Let me try to do this. So I'm a base 4 to 2. I'm up 2. Attempt 1.
-3.
So I will lucky that.
Okay.
No. Oh my god, I shouldn't have done this.
Why? Oh, you can't play assets or events.
I wouldn't have even tried that. Okay. So
I mean, you could put that back and rewind it and draw a new token.
right.
Because I don't think you would have done that
I,
test at all with dissonant voices.
No, I wouldn't take
Yeah,
that
you wouldn't take that
test
test. Yeah.
here. Sorry guys, I totally forgot that lucky it was assets and
Yeah.
events. That's why I do care about it. So then what that means is I can't clear this right now. So what I can do is start making my way back towards another wing and just leave this here for you. I know that basically, because here's the thing about this room, is that it does get easier the more clues that you get rid of. But which is all the more reason I don't want to take a test here and potentially drop one of my clues. So at the very least, I'm moving here.
Yep.
And then I'm not going to attempt this with this on me. I am going to, if I move here, then this is going to go here, this is going to go here. I'll be pincered.
Which ones have Hunter? This guy and this guy. That's right. Yep.
So they're both going to move into here. So basically, I'm stuck in here right now.
Right.
Unless you come out and start dealing with them.
Right.
Even if I fast action, even if it's once per phase. Once per turn. If it wasn't once per turn, I might even consider double moving into like there.
Yeah.
This got really weird. Okay, so here then is what I'm going to do. I will take an attempt to get this clue because of Empower Self. I'm 2 to 2.
No, you're 2 to 4. Obscuring Fog gets it +2.
Right. Okay. Okay, hold on.
If that's the case, you might as well just stay in the deconstruction room and
try that there.
do the investigate there. Yeah. It's a 3 shroud versus a 4 shroud.
Okay. So it's 3 shroud versus a 4 shroud. The thing is, I don't really want to pitch any cards from my hand. Worst case scenario, I drop a clue on here, which is bad, but you can always home front it. And I don't want to just waste my time doing nothing.
Right. I know, this is how I felt at the beginning of the game.
Me not being able to take draw actions is actually really bad. This is why I needed to attempt to get rid of this. Okay, so
I mean, yeah. If you don't want to drop a clue here, you could go here and take this test.
God, I'm sorry. Like this is actually like basically I'm gonna have a completely wasted turn because I started my turn. You started your turn at
the laboratory, and then you moved up to reveal the deconstructed room, and now you have 2 actions left.
Okay, so then because of that,
how do you get rid of discordant voices?
It just goes away at the end of the turn.
Oh, okay.
I can't do anything with it right now. I think I will just attempt to get the clue. If I drop one, I drop one, but I don't want to completely waste my turn. So I guess let's. I can't play cards.
Yeah, you're just a 4 to a 3 if you empower yourself, right?
If I'm 4 to 3, if I empower self, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to best correct what I did to make it the most fair. Because I've seen that token. So how about this? Let's just say my first attempt on the mind thing failed, and I guess I'm an idiot because I did it. And then now I'll try once more and just really hope that I don't draw something bad. Using this, a 4 to a 3. God, it doesn't even seem worth it.
Yeah.
I'm having a really hard time here, man.
Yeah, no, I hear you. This is there. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there really is not almost anything. Because I don't want to just pitch Fortune or Fate to this. So move there. I guess if I'm in here, I can at least pitch cards to you, and maybe you can help me clear my cruel intentions because you're gonna have to come up here anyway,
Yep,
right?
pretty much.
I guess I get $1.
Okay.
Okay.
1,
Done.
2. Coming up. Wait, no. I already went. Then you went. Right? Or no?
No, wait, yeah, because you got the thing
Yep.
this turn,
Yep.
right? Didn't you?
Okay. So yeah, these guys will hunt.
Okay.
We will do upkeep.
Yeah, they picked a rough time to hunt too. Okay.
Okay, and then we will do 5 of 7 on the agenda, and this is kind of getting scary now.
Oh, I just drew a really good card. I forgot that was in my deck. Drawn to the Flame.
And I got Cruel Intentions. So I'm taking a Horror on Beak Up, and I get Surge, and I can't take draw actions.
Man, doing this thing first was like apparently really punitive.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Test Mind 5. For each point you fail by, remove the top card of your deck from the game. If there are fewer than 10 total cards in your hand, deck, and discard pile, you are driven.
I don't think that matters that much, man. Like honestly, I mean, we've each only seen it once. You haven't burned any cards yet. You know, I mean, like you have all your.
All my important cards are here. So, okay. So test Mind 5. I'm just I guess 2 to a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be place one of my clues. I can't. So
You're good.
Yeah. So I fail by 5. And I'm gonna lose an Overpower from the game. I'm gonna lose 1-2 Punch from the game. I'm gonna lose a Scene of the Crime to the game, an Elusive, and a Lesson Learned.
Of course, both of your clue cards. That was the only two that I was like, those would be pretty.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you had some fighting to do anyway, so it's okay. My back card is Captive Mind. Jeez. My base mind is what, 3?
Yeah, your base mind's 3.
I really don't want to get rid of Drawn to the Flame. I mean, that right here helps so much. But I really don't want to get rid of Fortune or Fate. Maybe I just go for this and attempt to lucky it if need be.
A 3 to a 0, and then you're gonna lucky it.
Yeah.
I mean,
or I just pitch the Fortune and Fate and then hope to find my other one. But like that,
no,
the odds
I don't
of that
think so.
I mean, the Drawn to the Flame, like I can get rid of the Drawn to the Flame, but the Drawn to the Flame also like right now clears this. I mean, I don't think I need to clear this because we can just ignore this room and you can home front it. So like, get it. So maybe I just, God, the Drawn to the Flame was my last opportunity. If we find any other places like this that are like, you know, you have to clear all the clues to do which they all seem.
What are the only places we haven't uncovered? I guess it's like here and here and here.
Here, yeah, it's like a bunch of places.
Oh, it is a bunch of places. Jeez, okay.
Yeah, I think I pitch. Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is like a really, really nasty one. If you fail a skill test, you get +2 for that skill value. So effectively at 3. I think I have to pitch Fortune or Fate. I don't.
Oh my God, that hurts. I really don't want to have to pitch this thing. I wish you could goddamn pitch the Sword Cane.
Yeah, I can just go for it and try to.
But like, yeah, I guess like the worst case is you lose all of them.
Right, that's the problem.
Yeah. Maybe you do.
Okay, I'm gonna pitch Drawn to the Flame because I don't know the next time I'm gonna need to pick up.
Okay. So you're a 5.
So 5.
Minus 4. So you.
I pass.
You pass,
yeah. Yeah, and it's a base of 5, so I'm above
you're
that.
above it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that was rough. Okay.
So I almost think like you go first, come up here and try to get this, and then we need to start. And I'll try to like clear our cruel intentions or something, and just hope that I get lucky.
Sounds good.
And then that'll give us a turn for these to ball up for you.
Cool. So I'm gonna spend 1, 2 to get here. I'm gonna do it. Test on my a fist 4. Fist 4. I'm gonna home front this thing.
No, it's a fist 6.
It's a fist 6, so I'm gonna definitely home fronting it. So I'm plus 8. So I'm 8, 9, 10 plus a beat cop. I'm 11. I'm 11 to 6. I'm up 5.
I mean, I can pitch my sword cane for you. I mean, I don't know how bad I might need it, but that would put you up 6. It just stops 1 token, basically.
Yeah.
I think maybe I don't do that.
No, I don't think you do that. I'm up 5. I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That. God.
Okay. That was my last action. That hurts
Okay.
so bad.
Yeah, that was really, 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 really bad.
Oh my god.
I'm going to attempt to clear this cruel intentions here.
Okay.
I'm up 1. Oh my god, I do it. I mean, like, I really wish that had happened the other way around.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
honestly, but I'll take it. Action number 2, I'm going to attempt to clear your cruel intentions. I'm up 1. Okay, well, I am going to play lucky, which clears your cruel intentions.
Sweet.
But I do put one of my clues on the location,
Oh, to make it
making
even more
this
difficult.
a really,
Sweet.
really hard thing to
Yep.
do. Okay, so now action number 3, I think I just do the empower self and try to clear a clue off of the location.
Yeah.
I'm a 4 to a 3.
Yeah.
Do we throw a book at that? Do you want to throw emergency at it? So I'm a 6 to a 3.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well,
Hey,
hey. All right, there you go. There you go.
It's mostly for just that test being not as hard for you,
Yeah.
you know? Oh, I could have also drawn a card. Well, I did it. I should have. Yeah, I forgot I can draw now. I've been so used to not drawing all game. Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, we're getting
So we're going-
hunting.
Pop, pop. Then
Upkeep. Okay.
power self. Combat.
6
Okay,
of
good.
7 on the Doom. Bad card.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at your hand for a second. We are at 6 of 7, and you can only cancel 1.
I can't say anything.
Ugh. I don't want to kill my beak. Oh wait! Whoa! Oh no! I'm sorry. This is so stupid. I have to look at my own hand. I'm going to take 2 har, and then I'm going to play I've Had Worse and prevent 2 har and gain $2.
There you go. There you go. I actually missed that too. I think you just advancing it would have been bad because one of those dooms wasted. Because we're already at like the witching hour.
Yeah.
So, but that works better probably.
Yeah.
Lock. So that just goes over here.
What'd you get?
Which I got locked
Okay.
door,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it doesn't. So that was kind of a good draw. Okay, so I have an empower self punch in my hand. If I pitch it to you, it's worth 4 icons. Or I play it, but I don't think I need to be able to turn on punch as much as we need this right now.
Yeah, we need that right now. So right now I'm a. What is that test? It's a 3, 4, 5. It's a 5 fist test, right?
Yeah.
I'm a
So-
3. I'm gonna pitch my cult to make myself 4, 5, and then you can give me another 4.
Self. Yeah.
So I'll be a 9.
The other
I'll be a
option is-
9 to a 5.
I can go first and potentially try to clear a clue off of there, like once, which makes it a little easier. like what I'll do is I'll draw a card, maybe draw a second card, and then try to clear a clue off of it. And if I succeed, then it gets easier for you. Because I'm not going to leave yet. Basically, what I think is we spend our turn here. When these hop in here next turn, you go first and hold them, and then that'll free me up to go back to the rest of the dungeon.
Yep. Okay.
So
what are things?
That way?
Did you get your weaknesses?
I have my Patrice weakness, which doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because like I'm not going to fly through my deck, and my other weakness.
You have psychosis and hypochondria.
Psychosis and hypochondria. So those right now aren't terrible.
Right. You have enough soak.
Yeah, but I'm glad you pointed that out. So I do think, though, I think I'm okay to draw my weaknesses right now. I mean, obviously I don't want to, but I think I'm okay to draw. And if I rip a Rite of Seeking, it would be huge.
Okay.
So, all right. So action 1, draw a card. Deny existence is actually huge in this scenario because it can prevent card discard. Action 2, rip another card.
Okay.
Action 3, I'm going to attempt to get the clue off of here using Empower Self. I am a 4 to a 3. I mean, I don't think you have anything to give me, right?
I don't.
I don't want to spend. I mean, I could throw Deny Existence, but I think Deny Existence.
No, it's more important to not prevent card discard.
Okay, because right now I'm gonna fail on Skull.
Oh right.
Because I have 5 cards. That's the irony. Is like this Impromptu Barrier sucks.
Yeah, because you can't pitch it. Oh god.
So that's where it comes down to, like, do I play the Deny just to go below for Skull? I mean, this is just for 1 clue.
Who cares?
Right? Yeah, I'm just gonna rip it. It's just 1 clue.
Okay.
-1. I succeed.
Yeah. Sweet.
Wow. That was really big.
All right, now that's gonna be a 4 test. That's awesome.
Okay. So I'm definitely giving you this Empower Self.
Okay, so I'm a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 to a 4. I'm gonna pitch my cult. Whoops. Then I'm a 9 to a 4. Right?
It's a 5. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a 5 test.
It's a 4 test.
It's plus some difficulty for each clue. There's 1 clue remaining.
Yeah. Oh, +5. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the shroud, not the stupid fist.
Okay.
9.
So
I'm a 9 to a 5. Do I throw the guard dog at it too?
I mean, yeah, you're probably not going to want to get rid of the beat cop right now. It makes you.
So I'm 11. I'm an 11 to 5. So I'm up 6.
Okay.
And then that is a -3. Okay. So I succeed, and now I know something. I dissected an organ. That's right. I use my bare fist to dissect an organ.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I have 2 more actions. What am I doing? People are coming up on us, aren't they?
Yeah. So get ready. I don't think you want to stand in there to just have them jump on you, unless you do. But they hit for what? So basically, you take 2 and 2 if you stand.
Yeah.
in there.
I don't really want to do that.
You'd have to discard a card at random. Yeah. Okay. So then I think just wait here and like draw some cards, prepare for
All right.
that,
I'm going to
this.
take a horror to shuffle my deck and draw cards.
Right.
But I think I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I think you are too.
All right. So hold on. Tabletop Sims being a little weird. I am going to flip my deck. I'm going to shuffle it. I'm going to take a horror. And I'm going to draw a card for my second action. Okay. I'm going to draw a card for my third action.
Wait. Yeah, you getting elusive potentially makes it so we can like ignore some dudes too.
And kite them.
Yeah. I don't know if that's best though. I think just killing them might be better for you right now. Because none of these locations yet have had a thing to use mind on. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. We've had to use the mind on all the treachery stuff.
I know, and I keep being like, well, one of these locations has to be for me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are then on to enemy phase. These boys both move in here. We are on to upkeep.
Yep. Shortcut. It's like, can I get my stuff now? Can I get home front? Can I get my vicious blows? 7. We're gonna go through the doom.
No. I play Fortune or Fate.
Okay, we are at 6.
So that is exiled. I need to remember that. In fact, I'm going to put it on our campaign log.
Sweet. Again, everybody, this is fast action. Play when the doom would be placed on a scenario card. It's going on the agenda card. Max 1 per game. Cancel the doom, and then exile it.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay, and then we do bad cards. I'm going to grab a captive subject. 2/5/4 monster spawns in the conservatory. Aloof, retaliate. If an investigator read about the Earth or saw a familiar specimen, it loses aloof against hunter. We have done neither of those things. Where is the conservatory? Down there.
Okay, nice. So basically, we can just ignore that for now. I'm so mad. I have a Ward of Protection in my hand, and I was like, I'm going to stop one of these cards. It's going to be great. And so we just draw 2 buttholes that are going to go block the path.
So we activated the device and dissected organ, so he's a hunter and loses aloof and ends up in the laboratory along with everybody else.
Okay. So, ironically, like you going first, elusive. Wait.
Why can't I click?
Wait, hold on.
Why can't I click this? We know 4 things now, right? Yeah,
yes. There you go. Okay, hold on. If we do this right, utilizing your shortcut, I think we can both get out of here and just bail on them. The way it would have to work is... Crap, no. Because if you shortcut me in there first, they all hop on me, making it so your elusive doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I have to go in there first. But if I go in there first, then I can't shortcut you.
So basically, can you go in there, take them all, and start working on them all? Can you mitigate enough damage, or is this going to be?
It's rough because like I don't have pump in my hand anymore. I have no fist pump in my hand. I know it sounds crazy. I spend the whole game on it, so I'm a 3, 4, 5 with enchanted blade, doing 2 damage.
Okay, so hypothetically, okay, I got it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This is gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
You go first. Let me check how shortcuts worded. Okay, so you'd go first. You walk in there. They all hop on you. You shortcut yourself to one of these locations. That doesn't provoke attack opportunity. You use the fast action on one of these locations to move over to this.
Oh my god, yes.
I'll go with you,
and then I elusive.
Then you elusive here, and then you like bail this way with me.
Yes.
It's kicking the can down the road a bit because
I know, but we just saved ourselves like 2 turns in which they chase us.
Right, and then I think we can split them because if they're here and one of us is here, we can break the group up. Oh no! This connects directly to this, so we'll have to get in here, and then you're gonna have to deal with it later.
Yeah.
That's the rough part. So.
Oh wait, hold on. I can.
Okay.
Action 1, I move. Action 1, I move here, and I grab them all.
Okay. Wait, can you drop them in here? No, because you have to use one of those.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Wait, no, that's okay though. No, you move in here. You shortcut here. You elusive out, dropping them all there, and then we just book.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Action 1. I'm gonna grab these homeboys. I'm just gonna put them here for now. All right, they're all engaged with me. I'm gonna shortcut myself over here to this location. That's a fast action.
This is why I would say hold on to shortcut. This is so big.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna play another fast action. I'm gonna play elusive.
drops you
Disengage
here.
everybody and drops me to a connecting location. And then I'm going to... So I've only spent one action right now.
Yep. You have 2 actions left.
2, 3.
And you still have this free if you... Well, and you can use one of these free ones if you want to like shove yourself into one of these to give us information. I don't know if it's worth it. I know it costs you a card. Your call.
We haven't opened that location yet, right? Yeah, correct. I'm going to drop second wind to do it. To go here. Okay. The Towers of Noctis. In certain places, I beheld enormous dark cylindrical towers which climbed far above any of the other structures. H.P. Lovecraft. All right. 2 Shroud, 4 Clue, Victory 2. Action, discard any number cards from your hand. Shuffle your discard pile into your deck and draw cards equal to 1 more than the number of cards you discarded. Limit once per turn. I think I have 1 more action.
Wait, you spent 1, did all that, 2, 3, fast actions. No, you're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Also, the thing about this location is it is Victory 2. However, it doesn't have one of these things on it. If I had a Rite of Seeking, I might consider it, but given the fact that it doesn't have one of those things on it, I feel like I want at least 1 more of these things more than I want 2 VP, but it might change if I find whatever. So, all right. So I'm good to go, right?
Yep, you're good to go. Absolutely.
Action 1, move. Action 2, move. Fast action, pitch this Impromptu Barrier to move. Action 3 will be to move into here.
I think so.
In a lot of trouble if an enemy shows up, because remember, I can't do anything because I have double Yithyan presence on me if an enemy is here.
Right.
But I think I still have a denied existence in my hand. We need this info.
We need to move. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so the Great Library. In its vast libraries were volumes of text and pictures holding the whole of Earth's annals, histories and descriptions of every species that had ever been or that ever would be, with full records of their arts, their achievements, their languages, and their psychologies. Shout out to
Yep. All right.
Test Book 3 to decipher the information you found. If you succeed, remember you found the process. Forced. At the end of the round, if there are fewer than 4 clues, add clues until there are 4. So this is how we can get the clues back to later be able to do this whole perception thing.
I like it. We're cycling knowledge, right? We're just learning things.
It's awesome. So, and the thing, now I'm in a really complicated position, right? Because do I spend 2 of my clues to attempt this? And in the meantime, I can build up my hand before I do. If we pull this off even once,
I think you're out of actions, right? Yeah.
I am. I'm kind of talking about for the future. But, or do we just decide that this one's too much, bail on it, and then come down here? Because this guy is read about Earth or saw a familiar specimen. This is found the process. Where have we haven't seen read about Earth or found a familiar specimen?
We haven't. Wait, which one is this one? This one is found the process. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we haven't seen read about the Earth or saw a familiar specimen. So it's these 2.
So that has to be these 2.
Yeah.
I guess. Forgot all about the whole custodian, but I guess we'll see what that is. Actually, wait, if the custodian moves right now to the highest clue location, that's where we are.
That
could be excellent.
That'd be sweet. Yeah. Just come right to me, custodian. Yeah.
All right. Well then, done. So enemy phase.
These 3 idiots move.
And this is going to be an issue later, so what's weird is these 2 connect, right? But these 2 don't. So we can use that to kite if we need it, but time's gonna start ticking away really fast if we don't deal with those guys, and we're gonna have to do something.
I know. I just need to pick up my suite of cards.
Yeah, I think if we need to spend the next couple of turns digging, but we just need to make sure they're going to move here next turn. So in 2 turns they're going to be here, so we need to not get stuck.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we have to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So then upkeep.
Okay, awesome. I picked up a Vicious Blow. This is great. All right. Do you have another Fortune and Fate? Because this Doom's about to take over.
No, and I also can only play one per game, even if I have
Right.
the other one.
Okay. All right. Agenda 2B, final recollection. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Damn it. If the custodian is in play and not controlled by investigator, move it to the location with the most clues on it. Boom.
Put
them on you.
Okay.
Sweet. Check your supplies. If an investigator has a pendant, that investigator reads the following. We do not have a pendant. Right?
Nope.
So we don't read any of the rest of it. Okay, and then we have Agenda 3A, Humanity Fading. How long has it been? Days, weeks, years? Each investigator's maximum hand size is reduced by 4, so now we can only hold 4 cards in our hand. 7 Doom Threshold.
Yep. Okay. We got to get you some clues really badly.
Yep. Yes.
God, I wish those weren't milled out of your deck.
I know.
Okay. All right, let's Mythos card.
My God. I'm now frozen in fear.
Okay, I can Word of Protection that. And I think
you have to, because I'm about to fight things sooner or later.
Yep. Okay, I'm warding that.
Oops, that's discarded.
Let's hope mine's not worse. Crypt Chill. That is not worse. Actually, that doesn't matter to me at all because I have an empty Rite of Seeking.
Okay, cool.
So
2 to a 4, you fail by 2. You discard Rite of Seeking.
I just discard. So Rite of Seeking goes.
Okay, cool.
That was.
Oh my God! What a great Eagles face. Okay.
Okay, so are we going for the Custodian this turn, or am I going for this location? Because basically, the Custodian requires 2 3+ book tests. This location requires only 1, but costs 2 clues. So that one really needs to not be failed. But this Custodian makes us draw cards, dude.
Yeah, Custodian I think is real important right now. And if I can get in the same location as you, then we can just do this.
Yeah. So then why don't you go first and now remember, you can always put Prepared for the Worst into your hand, which would be a book and a punch icon for later, should we need to do it.
How do I put it in my hand?
And I think isn't that the way Stick to the Plan works? Is it technically just puts it into your hand?
Cards attached to the Stick to the Plan may be played as if they were in your hand.
No, yeah, wait, played. Played is not the same thing as pitch for skills. Never mind.
Okay.
I thought you put it in your hand, so no, I don't think you can actually. Okay. Well, you can do this location as your draw, but do you really want to get rid of Vicious Blow? I mean, are we going to use that to fight, or do you want to try to find cards to pitch?
No, I want to use that to fight at some point. I could get rid of Emergency Aid.
That's a book. I think then don't use this location ability. Just move to me and then try to take that test. Or I go first because I don't have anything to pitch to it right now.
Or I could come to you and I can pitch Emergency Aid to you.
I think we probably do that because I can use Empower Self on myself.
Okay, so I'm going 1, 2. I'm at your location.
And then
draw a
card or something.
Is what I'm going to do. And then maybe I can get another thing to pitch to you.
I mean, don't forget your bad girl is in there now.
Oh. Okay.
I understand and I respect it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. Okay.
So I think I need to draw some cards too. I think it's better to try to take one test on this thing twice. Yeah. So action 1, draw. I'm going to find my weaknesses soon.
Whinging it.
Whinging it is really awkward. Okay. I don't.
This scenario is really epic with our decks and our deck synergies.
I know. It's super obnoxious. It's a great card to pitch to movement later, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Action number 2. Draw. God, that's actually going to be incredibly good later. So I'm Action number 3. I'm going to attempt this.
The custodian test?
Yes, the custodian
so a
test.
book 3
The question
test.
is, do I pitch Deny Existence or Read the Signs because I need to be below 5? Read the Signs is going to be great for Clue, but right now we're not going for Clue. It is great for Clue.
It's so good for Clue.
Deny Existence is also potentially God. Okay, which one am I pitching, man? Which one do you want me to pitch here? Which one are you feeling I'm going to need less? Clue Gather or Prevent like hard loss?
What's your deck looking like? 14? Oof.
Yeah.
You have another Read the Signs in your deck.
I think that was one of the ones I lost over.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Damn it. You do have another Rise Seeking in your deck, though.
I do have another Rite of Seeking. Absolutely.
I almost think that you pitched the Read the Signs.
Okay. Pitching Read the Signs. So I'm a 4, 5, 6, and then if you pitch me that, 7, 8.
Yep. Emergency aid, it's yours.
8 to 3. I'm up 5. It's the best I can do. It actually wasn't the best I could do. I mean, I could pitch Deny Existence, but you know.
Cool. So
Well,
fail. Awesome. Dude, this is crazy, dude.
That was rough. That was the second really big bad that we had. Okay. God, this guy's gonna give us cards which we badly need. Okay, well, we can try again next turn. It is what it is. Let's go. So,
My God.
these 3 dudes
Yep.
move. Upkeep.
Upkeep.
We are at a point where we could just
Say bye.
go for this instead of the custodian, because the custodian takes 2 book 3 tests, which
is really rough.
I know.
So we are 1 at 7 on the Doom Threshold. I'm gonna get bad card. And we're gonna get Keeper, who's gonna spawn at the Great Library, and is Hunter.
Where we're at.
We're at the Great
it's on
Library?
you.
Yes, we are.
It's on one of us. I think putting it on you.
Yeah,
makes
let's
sense.
put it on me.
I didn't realize there's multiple keepers. Rotting Remains. Okay. This isn't great, but it's also not terrible, and I can always Deny Existence it if I have to. Do I pitch a Holy Rosary to it because I already have one?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So you are a 4 to a 3 so far. No, 5 to a 3, sorry.
5 to 3.
And you tentacle, and you take a horror. You take 3 horror.
I guess I
You
have
have
to
to
Deny
do this.
Existence.
Yeah.
Now. Great. I mean, I'm glad I had that.
I'm glad you didn't pitch it, dude.
Almost literally got killed, but yeah, that's a bad tackle. Okay. Also, by the way, I can't do anything here
Until I take care of
while
this thing,
guy's-
right?
So yeah, I think you have to go first.
Okay. We are going to punch this guy, and we're going to empower the blade. To do it, so I am a 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to a 3. I'm going to Vicious Blow. 5. So a 9 to a 3. 9 to the 3.
We want you
What is that?
so we want you to succeed by 2 in one shot.
Yeah.
This, right?
Yeah.
So 9 to 3. So I feel like I should give you. I can give you either my sword cane or my cornered. I guess let me give you my cornered,
Okay.
in case I need the sword cane in emergency.
So
that makes you an 11.
11 to 3, so I'm up 8. So even if I get the minus 6, I'll be up 2.
Right. Exactly.
I'm going to lose it, dude. I'm going to lose it.
That was so horrible.
I'm going to lose it. Oh my god.
I got a 6 for my test. Previously, during the Mythos phase, I got a tentacle, and now you've gotten 1. Okay. Well.
Well, I got to do it again. Empower this blade. 3, 4, 5. I'm a 5 to a 5 to a 3.
I guess I can pitch Sword Cane too. I think we have to do 2 like 7 tests to it.
Yeah.
Just 4 and just hope,
Yep.
right?
I'm a 7 to a 3.
Okay.
That is a -2. So I do 2 damage. And then I do that again with my last charge. I pinch my guard dog. I'm a 7 to a 3. Skull, -2. So I kill him. Oh my god, dude. It's just a waste of so many resources and actions.
Yep.
And now like we got big boys coming soon, and it's like.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to bail on this area in a second. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to draw cards and see if I can find something. I think we might just have to give up on the custodian.
I think so, dude.
And just try to go for this. I think that's the call. So let me draw a card. My Right of Seeking. Wow. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's.
I have no idea how I'm going to get 10 cards in my hand, dude.
I'm playing that. This might be one of those ones where you end up having to like sacrifice yourself.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to find you. If we can find you, read the signs, then it's
Scene of the crime. You
possible. Mean? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I do mean that.
It's 1 of 18.
Okay, so my choices are. Wait, they're here. I have to leave now if I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, you are, and so I might just have the body block.
2 go here, or action 3 go here, and then I'm gonna fast action pitch this whinging it to go here.
Yep.
Okay. I'm like, yeah, you can draw them to you at least, like, but this is, man, if you can somehow draw enough like book, maybe you can get this one here, and hopefully one of these ones down here for me, like I can get before we're done. It'd be nice to get this to at least 5 of these. What, 5 of these 8 things? Okay.
Just, you know what, well, I'm getting really scared because the way the story in this scenario is I'm not in my body, and if I don't survive, I have this suspicion that I never go back to my body. And I start scenario 7 with fresh investigator.
No, and I mean I hear what you're saying, and if we can just advance, like obviously I can get up to the card number that I need to in a couple turns. It's your ability to find clues.
Yeah, I can't.
Like,
I'm not built that way.
I know. But the nice thing is you're on a location that's like 2 shroud that has no repercussions, so you can try to spend the next turn trying to like get one.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But like also with like the trio of guys coming in, it's like.
Well, we can break them up right now. We can actually move them all here. They're not even
yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
That's actually huge, because I moved here. Like, yeah. So now we can kind of keep kiting them. Well, sort of. One of us is going to get somewhat like cornered, but we'll see. Anyway. Okay.
I mean, is it better? Is it better if they just come this way? Like it's. Not really.
Not really. Okay. No. This can like get you and out to maybe try to find some answers. I think. You can also maybe lure them away by being. Actually, no. This is fine because we're equidistant from them. If you stay here and I stay here, they're 1-2 from you and 1-2 from me. So we can still lure them.
Okay. Cool.
We can. Okay. So.
All right. So that was enemy phase. All right. Come on, tabletop sim. Okay.
Well,
right.
I got a fortune or 3.
I shell shocked, whiffed.
Okay, that's good. All right. I mean, I'm gonna be hitting my weaknesses soon. In fact, I just double drew and saw my watcher, but like I had to put it back in shuffle because I don't click as lag.
All right, 2 of 7 on the Doom, and we're gonna look at some cards here. And I'm going to get Discordant Voices. I can't play assets or events. That's okay.
Yeah, that's an okay one right now. In presence. Well, if it ain't broke,
Yeah,
dude.
Just take them all out of the deck, dude. Just take them all.
Definitely can't do anything here, and if I get cornered by these guys, I'm like in sad times. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know if it matters who goes first. Like, I mean, you might as well just like draw a bunch.
I honestly feel like I need to just draw 3 cards. This is so silly though. I'm gonna do one at a time and see what happens. But
yeah. No, I think you do too.
All right. So first card draw is I'm gonna look at it. Vicious Blow. That's great. I'm gonna do another card draw. Second action. Practice makes perfect. That's also great. Do I just do another draw?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I just have no cards. I think I need to do this. I got a cult. Okay.
Don't forget, like, this location, you can do the thing where you shuffle stuff in, but like, the thing is, you literally can't do this location's ability.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to do the custodian thing, if anything, or just come fight these guys, which could be good too.
Yeah. Well, now that I have stuff, I can like sort of fight these guys. And I remember, like, I have the upgraded survival knife, so I can always take a hit and try to dish it before they give it to me.
And we can split them up.
Yeah.
That's important too. So I'll go. I'm gonna move down here to the Cyclopean Vaults. I came at last to a low circular crypt with arches, still in a marvelous state of preservation. Opening off on every side, the walls or such parts of them as lay within reach of my torchlight were densely hieroglyphed and chiseled with typical curvilinear symbols, some added since the period of my dreams. Great. Okay. Action. Discard each known weakness in your hand. If you have no cards in your hand, remember that you read about Earth. If you have fewer than 5 cards in your hand, draw until you have exactly 5 cards in your hand.
Holy crap.
Easily. It will upset this boy, but I think that I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can take the somewhat greedy gamble. All right, hear me out. I take the somewhat greedy gamble. I pitch Fortune of Fate to Rite of Seeking to try to get both of these clues, which gives us a victory.
Yep.
Then my hand will be empty.
Yep.
Then I can go and read about Earth. The problem is with Rite of Seeking is my turn ends. If I
know.
But I guess it's not terrible. Terrible if my turn ends. I mean, I don't want it to. But, like, these guys don't get to me. He just sits here. I think I take the gamble.
I think you take the gamble. This could be interesting.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Well, hold on. If you read about the Earth, he'll get Hunter.
You know, I have... Yeah, that's... And that is going to be the problem, but I can evade him with my... what's it called? My Impromptu Barrier.
Oh, okay.
If I Whinging it... Oh, okay. If I Whinging it here instead, is that better than Rite of Seeking? Whinging it lowers its Shroud to 4,
yep.
Right? It becomes a 4. I then pitch Fortune or Fate. So I spend Empower Self, which puts me at 4. I pitch Fortune or Fate. I go to 6. 6 to 4 is better than 6 to 5. Again, my odds aren't great. This is just me doing a thing to get rid of a card from my hand anyway.
Yeah. This is to set up the second action so that you can just read about Earth, right?
Right. I mean, I feel like I have to do this.
I think so too.
And then I can get this guy later. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I mean, he's bad. He's like really bad.
Yeah. But you can impromptu barrier him, right?
But I don't have any evade increase. But I can also draw up to my hand size here. God, I wish this guy hadn't come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish a lot of things, dude.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm shuffling Whinging it into my deck for 1.
Yep.
I'm pitching Fortune or Fate right here for 2 icons, and I'm using Empower Self. So I'm a 4. 5, 6 to a 1. I'm up 2.
Yep.
And this way, if I fail, my turn doesn't end.
Yes, that's the big
safe.
thing.
Or I just do exactly what I need to do.
Yeah, and grab 2
rip-
clue. Grab that victory 1.
Okay, so if I do this right now,
Yes.
Dad gets mad at me and I don't have any way out.
Yes.
If I wait a turn, these guys spread out and potentially let you do something, and I can get 5 cards. He's just so bad. It's
Yeah,
the evade.
he's a 4 of 8, dude. It's so bad. I'm okay if you need to wait a turn, because this guy is gonna crush you. He does 2 horror damage too. It's like,
so here's the I think that the best way for us to actually progress is I do this action and then I refill my hand. No, it costs
2 actions, so you only have 2 actions left, or 1 action left. No, I mean, wait. If you do read the earth, you only have 1 action left. Yeah.
Maybe I do it. Maybe we're both just getting like knocked out this mission. I don't know. I think I do this. I think that this is my one window, and I could miss it, and I just see what I have to try to evade this guy later. Let me see how this works. Yithyan presence. You cannot investigate or trigger arrow abilities on encounter cards, including this card. Basically, like, this will get us our 5th thing, and then maybe I get knocked out by this guy. Maybe I don't, but I think this is it. I think this is what happened.
Okay. Oh my god.
I'm doing it. I don't love it, but I'm doing it.
Okay, so you read the earth.
I'm going to read out the earth.
Okay.
My last action will be to
I mean, you could
draw a...
Oh, you can't bail.
Wait.
You could bail in fast action. Can't? Oh no, you don't have a card. Damn it.
All right. That's what I was just realizing too.
You can spend a
I had
clue
the
to draw
card.
multiple cards. On the act is what Code Poet's telling us.
I don't know if drawing multiple cards right now is actually going to help me terribly, because I'm going to need those later. I guess I can spend 1. I'll spend 1. I'll do that, Code Poet. That at least gives me 2 options. The issue is, Code Poet, is my deck I think has 3 weaknesses in it out of these remaining 12.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I'm scared of, is that 3 out of these 12 cards, and one of them is going to almost kill me.
Okay, maybe you don't do this.
I don't think I do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I do it because we know it's in my deck. I'm going to just draw 1 card. That's one of the ones that can... I mean, I guess that one doesn't matter against this guy.
Yeah. Let's say that's
okay.
It's the best counter. Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, we are on to. Wait, have you even gone?
I drew like 3 cards. Yeah.
Okay, so you pitch that. That goes.
Yep.
Just an invoice. This guy moves on to me and hops onto me, and when he does, he hits me for 2 horror.
Okay, and then these idiots can split up. Although the prey is fewest cards in hand is one of them.
Okay, so that guy has to go towards me.
Yeah, that guy will go towards you. But these 2 don't necessarily have to, and they probably should go towards me, both of these guys.
Yeah. Well, unless you want to just kill 1. Do you think you can kill them both? Because that's the thing is like, if you split them up... Well, what? So one of them, if you succeed with a vicious blow, you don't even have a weapon equipped yet.
Oh, well, I have a survival knife, but it doesn't do extra damage. But if I can vicious blow
him, you can vicious blow him with the survival knife, like just the regular fight, and then swing at that guy
survival knife him, and beat cop him when he attacks me.
Okay, yeah, that can work.
Right.
Yeah.
I also have practice makes perfect, so I could go in and fight the bigger guy. Practice makes perfect into something.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to see what I have left here. Wait, hold on.
I think I just die on my turn.
You're gonna die on your turn.
Which I knew, like, because this guy coming down here to me, I didn't realize that he had the hunter.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was gonna have to do is just evade this dude, which was not great odds. But I was like, well, I think that it's the best thing, because if I evaded him, then I had a way out. Me not having a way out. The other option is if they all come down here, you can hop onto them and hold them all as a group, and then maybe I do have a way out. You could move, pitch a card to fast move, and then you could start fighting them all, and then potentially, like, I don't have to die right now.
Yeah.
But can you soak some damage? You have what? You have 2 horror on you?
Yeah, my B cop is going down. But I would be able to soak. So it's 2, 3, so 4 and 3 is what I would take. So.
And if I evade that guy, what we could do is...
I wouldn't be able to soak all the horror. I would die by horror. I'd have to kill at least one of the horror guys on my turn.
So, okay, so that's at least possible odds. If one of us is going to die, the question is, see, if you die instead of me, we can still get Act 3. If I die instead of you, we can't actually...
Oh, yes, yes.
That's the problem. And so that's where I think I'm coming from here, where it's like... And I'm in a rough spot because I have to evade this dude.
Yep.
And granted, I know I created the situation, but I think that this is my only opportunity to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, put them there, and I will go and engage all of them.
Okay. Now this place actually right here, let's draw 5 cards. You got to 5 cards and then click to this. No, it's only if you have fewer than 5 cards in. Okay, so if you got to 4 cards, double-clicked this, and then drew once, you'd be at the threshold.
If I had 4 cards, and then I doubled here, I would have 5 cards, and then I did the... No, I wouldn't be able to do the act thing, though. Yes, I would. No, I can't, because I don't have a clue to spend.
Never, sorry. It's drawn until you have exactly 5 cards in my hand. I thought it was draw 5 cards. No, you're right. I'm the only one who can, like, get us out of here because of the clue situation. So I think that this is our best bet. So let's do that.
Wait. So are we doing... What have we done? Where are we?
We're on the... I think we're right now on the Doom phase.
On the Doom phase, okay.
We're just figuring that out.
So we did upkeep already.
I have no cards in hand, so no, we didn't do upkeep.
Okay, so hold on. Before I do Doom, we moved the enemies, I think, is what we did.
Right, yeah.
We moved the enemies. Now it's upkeep. Okay, another practice makes perfect. Now with Doom.
Spectral Razor.
3/7. Okay, 3 of 7. And now I'm going to grab a Crypt Chill. Which is fine, because I have a stupid enchanted plate that does nothing. So I'm a 2 to a 4. I lose by 1. I'm going to discard enchanted plate. Perfect.
So it's... This doesn't
It doesn't matter.
Like, it sucks that I drew a Spectral Razor, which could be really good against this guy. But I'm just going to take the test.
Okay. Yay. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, well, that could have been worse, I guess. So now, yeah, my odds of actually evading this guy are basically impossible.
Okay. Shall I go first?
Yeah, I don't even know what... Yeah, how I survive now. Are you pitching a card to fast move?
What's that?
Are you pitching the card to fast move?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna pitch a Colt. Fast move.
Okay.
So that's one fast move. And I have 2 actions left.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
I can Vicious Blow the Scientist in one go. That's probably a good move.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet is you just have to kill stuff, because I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Pretty much guaranteed. Unless you come down and kill my thing, which is a 5 health monster.
Or should I go after?
Well, you just go for the VP and just assume we're both gonna die. I mean, like, I don't know what happens if we both die on this act. Like,
where's the VP?
Really, the VP's on this.
Yeah, where is he? This one. Yeah, let's do that guy. let's get Vip over here.
Practice makes perfect.
So when Yithyan Observer, when he attacks me, discard a card at random. If you cannot, he deals damage and horror. Okay, we're gonna take this guy out. We are going to hit him with my +2 attack. So I'm a 3, 4, 5. I'm a 5 to a 4. I'm gonna practice makes perfect. Whoops, that was my Law and Order sound. I'm gonna grab. I completely whiffed.
This shouldn't be in your deck.
Oh, whoops.
You put a cruel interrogation.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now I get to draw another card. There it is. I'll take that.
Okay, now does this one-shot him now? Because I think you can technically play the other practice makes perfect too, but I don't know if you need to.
So I'm gonna play that.
But can you hear me?
Yeah.
Does this one-shot this guy right now?
I'm only doing. Well, if I do Vicious Blow, it will.
Do you have another Vicious Blow in your deck?
I have to.
Or is
Hold
it
on.
you just...
Let me just search my deck really quick.
No, it's in your discard.
What I have is an Overpower.
Okay.
All I have left is an Overpower. Yeah.
So you probably don't want to do the other one right now. Okay. So then, yeah. So then maybe you do want. I don't know. Do you? Saving an action could be big, but how much? So you're hitting him for. As soon as you put that down, you put 1 on him, right?
No, only if I succeed. So if I tentacle, I don't.
Okay.
So basically right now I'm a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm a 17 to 4.
This is going to be a sick tentacle, dude.
-1.
So he's dead. You heal for
Yeah,
1.
so I heal for 1.
No.
And I do 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to him.
Okay.
So victory 1. Perfect. Oh, and then the home front comes to my hand because practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Sweet. What sucks is if I don't have damage on Mark, I can't move damage. Am I considered Mark? Yeah, I'm considered Mark.
It said you are. Yeah, but you're right. You have to go and take damage somehow, which, interestingly enough, like you can't.
I can't do. Yeah.
I mean, if you walked down to me right now, no, that's you'd have had to have done that first.
All right.
Wait, I'm gonna go and dump all my clue on this location. I didn't even think of that. God damn it.
What can I do?
Where does that be?
Well, I still have one more action, right? I'm gonna go for this Scientist of Yith because I can always beat cop him to death as well.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think, right? Or do I go?
Well, you're only.
Oh wait, no, I'm only gonna be doing 1 damage with Survival Knife and then 1 damage with beat cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I only have an Overpower in my deck. So
there's no way that you can actually save me, right? I don't think there is.
No.
Okay.
I really wish I had 1 more damage on me. God damn it.
Yeah, well, I also messed up here because I forgot that when I die, I drop all my clues, so I didn't actually get assist VP. That would have been the reason to not do this. But I still think it's probably worth it. I mean, I don't know what happens if we both end up dying. Like, it could be the end of the campaign for us. I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Because I'm dying.
I guess I could just do 1 damage to him on beat cop, and then I can Survival Knife him when he attacks me. So I might as well just attack this other guy. Okay. Right?
Yeah, just swing at him.
So I'm just gonna
If you practice makes perfect, you said you have 1 more overpower.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
and then that'll let me draw some cards. So so I'm gonna fight this guy. I'm a 3, 4, 5. I'm fighting the keeper. I'm a 5 to 3. I'm gonna practice makes perfect. Oh, god damn it. Of course I did that. Alright, gonna draw 9 cards. I'm gonna get my overpowers, the only thing I have, right? Yep.
Nice.
Shuffle this up. Pitch that for another 6. 3, 4, 5s. So I'm 11. I'm an 11 to 3. So even if I lose -6, I'd still be up 2. -6, I'm up 2. So I draw 1 card, 2 cards. I draw 2 cards.
2 cards and put
1 damage, and I put this back in my hand. Draw 2 cards, which is a scene of a crime, and I've had worse, which is actually kind of awesome. That's my turn. You're up.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just have to try to evade this guy by drawing a tentacle. I mean, by drawing a star. That's my own choice. I can't even evade him with the +1.
So you're literally
That's the
doing a
worst part.
2 to a 4 test.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my god. Nope. Nope.
Nope. Nope. Okay. So,
Yeah.
enemy phase. I die. I die to horror.
That's not the one you want to die to. Okay. I'm going to... I can resolve these hits in any way I want, right? So I'm going to have the scientist hit me first, and before he does that, I'm going to exhaust my survival knife, and I will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 5 to a 4. I'm going to play the home front.
Wait, you shouldn't have damage on you yet, though, right? Oh, right, yeah, because you picked the order. Right. Okay, good call.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. I should have this guy hit me first.
Yeah, have that guy hit you first, because then the home front will get some stuff.
Yeah, there you go. So he hits me first. Then this guy hits me, and then I am a 3, 4, 5, boom. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
A skull, which is -2. And I heal 1.
Okay. He dies.
He dies.
Now, so now the question is, do you want to fast action beat cop this dude before he exhausts? Like,
Yeah, dude, totally.
okay.
All right.
Okay, so then now you go to the upkeep phase.
Yeah. Upkeep. Was any other? Does this guy hunt to me or no? Just chomps on you?
No, he killed me and then wait. Yeah, he killed me during the enemy phase, so he just sits there. That's his house.
Okay.
That's where he lives.
Oh, that's right. Ever Vigilant comes into my hand now. Oh, 2 book icons. Look at this.
That's actually phenomenal.
Yeah.
You might be able to. You might be able to get out of here. And I'm just kind of thinking.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay. You need to get to some place where you can pick up multiple clue with your scene of the crime. Then get 1 more.
Oh, sucks that the max hand size is 4. You're right. So I have to discard down to 4.
Well. Oh yeah. So you have to do that now.
Oh.
But your overpower is huge, actually. Your overpower helps you.
My what?
Your overpower helps you because it can help you with card draw, which can get you over the threshold.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna toss this blade, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Codebug.
I think you can actually win if you can pick up. How many clues? Okay, hold on. Let's think this out before you. Okay, hold on. Where are we in the turn sequence? Like, let's see this Mythos phase and let's see how this works, and then like talk through it. I think we might be able to get.
Okay,
you out.
hold on. We have to do Doom.
Okay.
Tabletop sim is being weird. Okay, we're at 4 of 7. We have to do bad cards. And now I got I must either place 2 Doom or take 2 Horror. I'm going to take 2 Horror, and then I've had worse and gain $2 because I don't want this Doom threshold to go up to 6.
Okay.
It sucks to lose cards in my hand, though.
I don't think you losing cards in your hand is all that big a deal.
Okay.
All that matters now is you getting Clue, I think. So, okay, so hear me out, right? We know the last thing's here,
Yep.
right? You either go balls to the wall for this and you try to get another one of these things, or what you do is that you you just need to snatch a couple Clue, get up here, right? Because if you end your turn up there, then you can get to 6 cards. In fact, because if you read the way it's worded, it's you draw 2 cards, then if after drawing those 2 cards it exceeds your maximum hand size, you draw an additional card, right? So if you were at 4 cards,
Right,
when your turn begins, and you spent 1 Clue that would take you to 7, another Clue that would take you to 10. So you only need 2 clues at 4 hand size to get there.
I only need 2 clues.
Which literally just means,
And where is
Right.
the low shrouds?
so there's a 2 here. These are all 2s.
Okay.
And as soon as an enemy spawns there, as long as you have
Well, I have an enemy on me right now, and I can see the crime. Oh, but it only gives me 1.
Yeah, which is like, okay, so actually that's a big question, right? Because if you see the crime this, okay, and you take this Clue, then you kill this guy in 1 hit, which you can do with Survival Knife and to beat Cop. Then you move here. So this guy's gonna start hunting you. But if you get into either of these spots, all you have to do is get 1 more Clue, which you can do by double pitching. Like you pitch Ever Vigilant. This Overpower would give you card draw right now.
Yep.
Wait, actually, hold on. If you overpower right now, does that let you win?
If I overpower, I can get 2 more cards. I'll have 4 cards and 2 actions.
So you can spend 1 action to draw a card normally, which would put you at 6, and then 1 card with the thing off of the agenda. No,
7.
I think you're gonna have to do it in 2
Yeah,
turns.
I had to do it in 2 turns.
So you either hold on to Scene of the Crime in one, and you wait for an enemy to spawn one of these 2 places, but you only have 3 turns to do that, so it's not a great gamble. Or you do it here, you carry with you your Ever Vigilant, and you just hold on to all book cards for 1 big book test, do it once, and then click to be done.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I'm going to hold on to the
Right,
scene.
'cause I'm just making sure. As long as you start your turn, let me say this one last thing to talk about, right? Let me just make sure you're on the same page as me. If you begin your turn in a location with a Clue on it, and you have 1 on your person, as long as you start your turn with 4 cards, your max hand size, then if your first action is to get a Clue, that leaves you 2 actions. The first Clue will give you 3 cards, because you're going over your max, which will take you to 7.
Yep.
You'll get 3 more cards, which will take you to
Yep.
10.
So yeah, I need
And
to.
if I'm
I need to have at the start of my turn. I need to have 4 cards in my
Except
hand
4
and
cards.
be at a place where I can grab Clue.
Clue. Or just have 2 Clue. That'll do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think then, does that mean that you do Scene of the Crime this to just get the guaranteed Clue and then take off?
Do I see the crime, overpower, do some card draw, and then go?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Oh my god. I have my stupid acolytes in here too. You could slow me down.
Right. Right. Okay. So then, if you don't overpower right now, God, I feel like you need to take that gamble.
I do
but
need to
it's
take
only
that
7.
gamble. I do.
Okay. Well, the thing is, you have to get away from this dude. This guy's gonna bog you down to the point you die. Okay, so here. First move. Oh, you don't want a fast action. Okay. I think overpower, if you see what cards you can find, you can always fast action your way up here with one of your cards.
Right, that's true. Okay, let me fight this guy first. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm 11, 2, 3 on this. So again, if I minus 6, I will still be up 2.
Okay. Come on, baby.
Minus 3. Okay. So I am going to do...
He's technically not dead yet. Draw your cards first to see, before you make any decisions with Beacop. Just draw your cards.
So I will draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Okay. Not books, but okay. I didn't pick my weakness, which is great.
Oh, wait, no. You needed to see into the crime first if you were going to do it, remember? You had to see into the crime first if you were going to do it. So I guess you're not doing that anymore. That's okay, though.
No. I was saving the scene in the crime.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were going to use it to get the clue here while you could.
No.
Because now you're actually in a much tighter clock. By not playing it this turn, you're in a much tighter clock.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But now you have a clear path. Yeah. So then just pop.
Yeah, I'm going to pop this with B-Cop. Boom. Done. You're dead.
Okay.
I have 2 more actions.
So then, you make your deck a little safer if you play Hallowed Mirror, and you make your health a little safer.
That's true.
I think you should do that.
Let's do it. Hallowed Mirror is coming out. Soothing Melody in my hand. The other 2 Soothing Melodies in my deck.
Okay.
Okay, that's action 2, and then action 3, I'm just moving.
Well, okay, you can Soothing Melody yourself and pitch a card to fast move.
Oh, interesting.
Or I guess the one other thing, this is riskier, is you can fast move, then move into a location so if an enemy spawns on you, you can see into the crime it. But then you're at 1 sanity remaining. So I don't know.
I think I have to Soothing Melody.
I think we do too. I think that our safest bet is...
Okay, I'm going to Soothing Melody, I'm going to heal 2 heart, and I'm going to draw a card.
Is it optional?
No, it says draw a card. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I can fast action my cult.
Yeah, get up here.
To get here.
Okay.
I mean, I could go here.
No, you can't. This is... Oh, does this hop you to any location?
Any Hall's location, dude. So another copy of Halls of... So, I mean, if I wanted to end up there, but I need clues, though. That's the whole problem.
Yeah. See, in there you still need... Wait, you only need 1 clue in there. Okay, because if you begin your turn with 6 cards, that's, I think, a little riskier.
Yeah.
You only need 2 clue if you get to, like, one of these locations.
Yeah.
And you can get 1 guaranteed for sure, and the other's at least a decent bet.
It's a decent bet with Ever Vigilant, yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go here because there's a 2 Shroud, and I have the Ever Vigilant, yeah.
Yeah, and this will help you cycle cards if you need it too also. Okay.
That's it. That's my turn, right?
So then, yeah, so enemy phase, this guy moves.
Yep. All right, upkeep.
This is big.
Okay, got Veda. Oh, big pump, dude, big pump.
Veda was a very, very, very good draw right
5
there.
to 7, 5 of 7, and Cruel Intentions.
That's really, really bad for you. I have to clear
this with Veda.
Otherwise, yeah. Okay, so so again, before you do that, if you've seen of the crime, you'll have a clue on you.
Yep.
You only have 2. You only have this turn and next turn
left.
I almost think you should just grab this clue.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab this clue.
Now.
You're right. $2. I'm gonna play Soothing Melody. I'm gonna get a clue.
Okay, see in the back. Yes, you got your clue. Okay. Now, so remember that if you draw one of these tokens, it will drop your clue. But you have to get rid of Cruel Intentions. So maybe go drop your clue somewhere, I don't know. Like
I'm going to move into this first, and then I'm going to take the test.
Okay.
And so I'm going to drop Veda here, and she gives me +6. So I'm an 8. I'm an 8 to a 2 here. That's the best I can do.
Yep. This is really
Minus
important.
1. Okay, I got rid of it.
That was a. Okay, now how many actions do you have left?
I scene of the crime, I moved, and I took a test. I have no actions left.
Okay. So that means you're not going to be able to do it next
I know,
turn.
because I'm one card to... yeah.
No, you will. You can draw, then click, Wait. I don't know. I think you might be too.
No.
away.
With Six of the Plan,
so...
I play it like it's in my hand. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. It's in my hand.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying you basically, before you have to have 2 actions left and 2 clues with 4 cards in your hand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
right.
to math out.
Okay. So enemy phase. Does this guy move up on me? No, he moved up here. Yeah. All right. Then we're gonna upkeep. Shortcut. Then we're gonna do 5 of 7 on Doom, or 6 of 7, and then we're gonna do a bad card, which is Obscuring Fog.
This guy's gonna. That is so
That's
bad.
so bad.
Wait, were you down?
No,
here?
I was over here.
Or were we up there? Okay.
Okay, so now it's a 4 shroud. Great, awesome.
Oh my god, that was not.
Yeah.
Okay. The issue is, I think this guy is gonna screw you actions.
Yeah,
wise.
I think so.
Because you have to do it this turn,
Yeah.
right?
So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to take this investigate test with the Ever Vigilant.
Even with that, you're still not gonna have enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a 6 to a 4.
Well, hold on. You're not going to be able to do this. There's no like. Basically, you're not going to be able to hit the cards you need to hit.
Yeah.
By the end. So your only other choice would be like, is there anything else that you can do?
Is there a VP on this thing? There's 2 VP on this thing. I can't do it though.
Yeah, that.
Oh, does this guy have VP? Here. No, I was going to say, can I 1-2 punch him?
I mean, you can fast action and you can. I don't know. I think that's
it there. I think the Obscuring Fog and the fact that I didn't have one more card in my hand. The fact that I had to fast action to get into position and discard a card, man.
Well, it didn't matter. You would have needed to have right. Oh.
Yeah, because then I could have the Obscuring Fog and the fact that I had one less card in my hand. Because this turn, if I had another card in my hand, I could have at least got the other clue and then, done it.
Okay. Do you have any cards in your hand? Like, if you do this action first here, does that help you in any way? That puts you at 4 cards. God, you're 1 clue off of winning.
Yeah. I think I discarded one of my Scene of the Crimes. Yeah. So the lesson learned. So I basically only have 2 Scene of the Crimes and a lesson learned.
Oh my God, the lesson would have been it.
I know. The lesson learned would have been key. That stupid thing.
Okay, well.
Because of the 4 cards, one of them's my weakness. I think one of them's an elusive.
It was you drawing that thing.
Yeah.
That thing. That was what it was. Almost like there were a lot of other cards that wouldn't have been as bad, but that one right there. Oh, that also. You also were supposed to take a horror, and that was supposed to gain surge.
Oh shit.
You know, for what it's worth. Yeah, we'll take the horror, draw another bad card, and then let's just.
Frozen in Fear.
Hey. So that actually happened when you were like there, right?
Yeah.
So you would have like. Yeah. So basically, just end your turn and die to whatever you want. Like it's done. There's no way for you to die to physical, right? You're gonna have to die to horror, which is
I think I'm gonna have to die to horror. It sucks. Yeah.
Okay. Well then, do you want to just say enemy phase, or you want to try to get this clue, see what would happen?
I don't think it's. Yeah. I mean, I think it's done.
Yeah. Okay. So then this guy hops onto you. You take 2.
Yeah.
Mental trauma up here.
Yep.
And then let's see if we lose or not. I made a decision. I made this decision down here
Yeah.
because I think it was better for us in the long run.
Right.
I'm gambling on this not ending our campaign. I can't remember exactly, but I do know what happens if we don't do this right. If we don't do enough of this. So that was my gamble.
All right, so how many of these did we get? We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we get 6?
I count 5. But I feel like
didn't we find the process or no? We didn't.
I think it's the alien conservator. I think all we're missing is we're missing the custodian, we're missing this, and we're missing whatever's under here. So we got 5.
Okay, we got 5. Okay.
Or 8, right?
5 of the 8.
Because there's 8 on there, is there? Yeah, we got 5 of 8. Cool. Okay. All right, well, let's read the other side of that agenda, and then just hope that it's the end of our campaign. Yeah, we haven't had... oh, no. It's not. The agenda isn't bad. That's actually better.
Yeah. No, we
usually
just died,
it's worse
dude.
Yeah, that's actually potentially better. Let's find out.
Okay. All right. If no resolution was reached, each investigator was defeated. Alejandro, what are you? You suddenly cry out. A nurse stands over you, peering into your eyes with a small light. You push the nurse away and rise to your feet, suddenly puzzled and disoriented. Despite the nurse's protests, you wobble feebly out of the room. You are in a hospital, its white halls smelling faintly of disinfectant and other chemicals. Just moments prior, hadn't you been exploring some kind of underground cavern? You cannot recall. Excuse me, come back, you must rest. The nurse calls out to you, gripping your forearm and pulling you back to your cot. She examines you closely while you recover from the shock of being transported so far in so short of a time. Who is Alejandro? She asks, as you struggle to recall. The name doesn't ring a bell. You ask the nurse how you came to be here, wondering why she isn't surprised by your sudden appearance. Why, you admitted yourself to St. Mary's just last night. Do you not remember? You have no memory of this, and you were starting to grow concerned. You were acting a little strangely, if I may be bold. And you spoke in a strange fashion, almost as if English weren't your first language. But now I see that you probably just drank a little bit too much. She notices your questioning expression and smiles. Don't worry, we get that kind of thing often these days, now that all the bars and pubs are on the up and up again. You examine your face in the mirror. You are tired and older than you remember. Something important lies on the very edge of your memory, fuzzy and blurred. It takes a minute before the significance of the nurse's last statement catches up to you. Turning back towards the nurse, you ask what year it is, terrified of the answer. Why, 1934, of course. My, you must have had a heck of a night, she chuckles. In your campaign log, record that the investigators had their memories expunged. Each investigator is driven insane. The investigators lose the campaign.
Okay. I made the wrong call.
No, oh man, I had it. I mean, it's all right because I was behind you on the call, hoping for the best. No,
it's not. It's not that. It was. I was so worried about avoiding R1, and I couldn't remember where the threshold was. And I need you to understand that if you get over to R1, there's a certain number of tasks that need to be completed, or things get really bad.
Okay.
And I didn't know where the threshold was, so basically when I made the decision down here to activate this guy, I knew he was going to jump on me, and I knew he was probably going to kill me, but I thought even if we got killed because we did 5 of the tasks, I thought that was going to keep us going.
I see.
I knew we were probably going to die, but I thought that was going to keep us going. I didn't need to do that. We actually were at the threshold, and this was me not looking, like, I was trying to not read ahead too much, but this begs an interesting question, right? We can scrap it here, or this is one of those things where we could be like, well, we know we lost.
Yep.
We redo this mission knowing we lost to finish out the campaign. We've never talked about that before. That's never been something on our radar. But for a future play, do we go and do we take the mulligan? Because basically, this is one of those moments where if I had remembered correctly, all I needed to do was not turn this guy on. I had the clues. I could have ended it. I had 5 clues on my character. I could have literally, like, all I need to do is just let you die, or stall a clue and push to the act. It was a very easy thing.
Right.
So,
but that's assuming whatever in resolution 1, whatever the amount. At that point, we had 4. So if 4.
No, we were fine. Yeah, I know we're fine. I can see resolution 1 on the screen. I know what the threshold is 3.
Oh, okay. Oh man,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
I'm not sure. I mean, I think we're gonna set the thing on it a little bit about what we want to do here. It is kind of a bummer. This is now the second campaign that we can't finish. Innsmouth being the very first one that this happened to us, which was kind of okay at the time because I don't think the scenarios were out when when we got kicked to the curb there. This one's a little rough because we're already on attempt 2. This one is like, I gotta tell you, man, like this scenario is just brutal because you're not even playing as yourself. Like you've worked really hard to tailor your deck in a way, and when you're trying to get specialties, you know, where I'm a specialty fighter with a little bit of clue, you know, it's like, and like the first like third of the game, I have nothing to fight and I have no pitch cards for investigate. It is rough. It's really rough.
It's worse that the fact that even with me being the primary clue gatherer, I don't have book icons.
Yeah, you don't have book icons, like, because everything is translated to mind icons.
It's like that's the real problem. It's like the most important one being the custodian is extremely hard for us to do. Library is tough, but like basically that one being the most important.
Yep.
If you had any normal yellow clue gather character who filled their deck with book
icons, if we had like deductions and like all sorts of stuff, like that would have been no problem. Like,
and we'd had clues we would have had a card draw all game. I think we played everything right. It really was this decision. I didn't have to do this.
Right.
And I thought I knew that it was my one opportunity to get this. I thought.
Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Code Poet. Really appreciate it.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for doing that. I'm glad you enjoyed enough.
Yeah, no, totally.
I thought I couldn't remember. I thought the threshold we needed was 5, and I was like, if we get 5 here, okay, then even if we die, we'll get it. But I didn't know like that the act was that important.
Well, the thing was, it's hard to know because you needed 3 to just advance the act, and then it says, "Hey, be really careful. You're gonna need more." And to me, you needed probably more than just one more. You know.
It's true, and I think the thing that's the kind of the one poorly designed element of this specific mission is that in order to win, in order for an investigator to be part of the resolution, they have to have 10 cards. But the literal only way they can do that is for them to spend clue. That means that every investigator on your team has to be able to gather some clue.
Yes.
And that's tough sometimes. Like, and I think the absolute worst part, the biggest offender is this: the fact that those 2 tokens can cause you to put down a clue, even if you don't fail, means that like it's not like you can go and have your fighter go and do a scene of the crime and be like, just hold on to those last 2. We'll get it.
I really wish it wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. Like the fact that like it would be one thing to say if you fail, place one of your clues on your location. Like you could strategize around that. You can't strategize around just like I have 3 clue gathering things and I'm just dropping clues.
Easy side, that's what it is.
Oh,
like,
is it?
Basically,
the way to
metagame this mission, like long story short, the way to metagame this mission is that like if your blue characters run Scene of the Crime, they need to find a copy of Scene of the Crime and leave it in their hand all game, and they don't play it until you're ready to win. And then like the turn before you're ready to win, you're like, okay, now is the time you got to play the Scene of the Crime to scoop up both clues.
Yep.
We have to hope you don't take a test to drop one. The next turn we're pushing it. We're going for it. You're gonna go and trigger everything to draw the cards, and then I'm gonna do it, and then we're gonna win. Like you have to do it that way. So again, I think that now that we know this, I think we could go back through and have a better chance. But I mean, Slimpy did know this when we played, and we actually, I remember, got stuck down here, and we drew like 2 -6s and like a tentacle or something crazy in the span of like one turn, and we never made it to Act 3. We got stuck on Act 2. We couldn't. I don't know. Maybe we did. I think we ended with. That's right. We ended with exactly 3 things, and Funny Town happens. So that's the other thing, is like, I want you to kind of see what would happen afterwards. So it's like, if we're not going to do this again, I kind of want to like show you what I was trying to avoid.
I mean, the curiosity is eating at me. Like the same thing with like, because I feel the same way with Innsmouth, right? The fact that like we had gotten so far and I don't get to get a conclusion. The other campaigns I don't mind, you know, when we go to the end and maybe it doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to turn out. You still get a story sort of conclusion, right? You at least get the run of the campaign. Yet like not like, and especially like again with this, it also just feels so different than the rest of the way the campaign is. Like I don't even know what's happening here. Like I'm in the jungle fighting snake men, and I go back to Arkham, and you know, Etzli warriors like hanging out with me and all this stuff, and I'm back in Mexico City, and now I'm like in a weird place in an alien body. It like just like I don't even know why this is in here.
It is extraordinarily bizarre. It's fun, it's cool, but I didn't realize that I've never seen this resolution. I've never had that happen, that no one has finished it, so I didn't realize that you could just lose the campaign right here. But just so you know, Slimpy and I, when we had the bad thing happen and went into scenario 7, and because the bad thing happened, we got super tanked on scenario 7. So basically now, if we stop now, this will be my second time almost towards the end where I haven't seen the end of Return to. I've beaten regular ones.
Yeah.
So it kind of begs the question for people watching, like, does the idea of us getting like one mulligan from either really bad beats, or especially if it's a scenario like this where it's like we just die if we fail, even though it's you know, not a lot we could have done about it. And I could have done something about it. I mean, like, I could have pushed it. Well, sort of. Yeah. I actually would have had to have had you die, and then I could have done something about it. That's the irony. It's like you. Yeah,
I would have. Yeah, no, and I was fully prepared to do it. I was like, I'm ready to body block, and then like we did the math, and we were like, oh wait, like, oh no.
And I was ready to die too once we saw the end. I thought, hey, maybe you have a shot at it, but like, the thing flopped out. So like, so that's kind of the question. I mean, I guess we can think about it. We can kind of see
we can think about it. And I do. I don't think I mentioned to you, Matt, yet. But I am. I'm actually going on vacation. So we're gonna have a couple of weeks here where we're not gonna play. But I think Chris is gonna reach out to you, Matt, about maybe playing some stuff on Mondays, for the next 2 Mondays. But we could think about it for the next couple of weeks and see what's going on. What I'm seeing some positive stuff in the chat here. Hi, YouTube says play the Mulligan. Why not? It's a fun game. And Arkham Librarian. Well, I didn't realize the Custodian was in our chat. I think a Mulligan makes sense. I'm sort of leaning on the Mulligan as well. We sort of just restart the mission where we were, and say, hey, okay. We're going from here, and I would like to sort of maybe do that when I get back from vacation, just to see it through. There is this scenario just felt so different and so weird that it's leaving me unsatisfied. Yeah,
and it's true, and it can be really, really tough because of the way we built our decks, like. And that's part of the reason I thought it was good to have some more question marks in my deck. I'm glad I got them, but like, I want to respond to Code Poet's question to me before I move on. You asked, how does this compare to the original?
Yeah.
So, just to be clear, I think I only did the original scenario once, but what I do remember, for what it's worth, is I I do think that this is better because if I remember right, this entire southern wing, it doesn't exist. Okay, you just have the top three of the triangle, so this entire bottom three doesn't exist. And then what you have to do is instead of adding these extra like 2 options, and I believe the custodian. So I believe the custodian and both of these 2 things, it adds 3 more options, and it goes and says like, basically instead of going and being locked into, you still have the same threshold because we're reading out of the same campaign log, but you have 8 more. You have a total of 8 options instead of just 5 to get. So it is way better because in the original, like this one right here that we have seen adds something that anybody can do. You don't have to have a specific stat to do Cyclopean Vaults. You just have to go and devote the time to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of actions to devote there, and dumping your hand maybe, So I do like that. I like the fact that there was stuff like that.
Me too. And if you look at it, none of the things that we're seeing on the board currently actually reward a person with high mind. Like none of the tests we can see reward a person with high mind. And if I'm remembering right, and it is this bottom wing that was added, even if this one is high mind, which we can assume it is, the person on your team with high mind, the spellcaster who's built their deck around either hybrid utility or as your clue gatherer gets completely screwed by this mission. Because your whole deck's full of mind icons, which sure, it definitely helps the treachery cards, but like I can't contribute to any of the fundamental tests, which are the tasks. To I'm like, well, sorry guys, I guess I can't do anything. Like the only one you can contribute to is this one over here, where it's if there's no clues on it, remember what year it is, and that means you had to have gotten the clues off using like a spell or something. So I think this mission's really cool and interesting and different, but them putting it in that early when it's like all the XP in your deck doesn't help as much as you'd think because you're not utilizing it in the right way. So like my character is especially weird because I'm like, I have this 45 card deck that I'm used to cycling through, and I'm not. So here's open.
I mean, the thing is, like, I think we just it was all of that is what you're saying is completely legit. I also think just on a very us playing it and how our gameplay went, and especially in the first third of the game, how slow it felt. I was burning turns by doing nothing. And I think knowing more information now, we would have mulliganed a lot harder for things. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have kept 3 assets in my hand that I can't possibly play. You know, I would have been digging for, I don't know, book icons or whatever, you know? So again, this is one of those things. This is, everyone, this is my first campaign in which I've gotten to repeat scenarios, and just having the experience of playing it once through, gives you a lot of information going into the second one. So if you watched the very first 2 episodes of this series, our first attempt at Return to, we just got crushed in scenarios 1 and 2, and then we came back with the same characters but rebuilt our decks, and we are now in this campaign, attempt 2, and it made all the difference in the world just having a little bit of knowledge about how to proceed, you know. And I think doing a mulligan on this one is super interesting because it's just so different, and it's making you play your what was a streamlined deck, which now feels like a clunky ass random deck.
And like it's one of the things is like, because we play on hard. Trying to play Arkham on hard going in blind is extremely difficult. It's almost a guaranteed loss. Because it's already hard enough to play on normal blind. I definitely think the game is beatable on hard and even expert if you go in with full knowledge. But like Lyle's pointing out here, is that he's never played any of this. And even though I have played it, I've played a lot of Arkham, and there's a lot of missions, and it's been a while. So like this mission I've played once on Return to, and I think only once on regular ever. And that was, the regular was well over a couple years ago, and then the Return to was many months ago. And I think that's one of those things where, because we're playing on hard, I think it makes it more interesting for the viewers and for us. It makes it more exciting than playing on normal.
I mean, I agree with you. I know that a lot of people think that we're sort of nuts by playing hard, particularly me going blind in every mission, in every campaign. But you know, we have played stuff on standard, and it just, for me, it doesn't have the same feel. You know, the stakes for each test, you know, especially like when you can add, you know, some pump in your deck, feels like you know, if you can just get like up 2, you're generally kind of okay. Up 3, you're like really good. And then when you're at hard, it sort of forces you to make all these really weird micro decisions about what to pitch, what not to pitch, when to go for the test, when not to go for the test. And I kind of find it really, really intriguing. I would never play on hard without like a seasoned player like Matt or Slimpy or somebody like if I was going on a mission with, let's say, Chris, my usual co-host who has never played Arkham, it's like, we are not playing hard, okay? You know, what I really like about playing hard specifically with Matt is because he knows this game, and he's a seasoned player, and so I can learn much more, like listening to how he's talking through the turns, and so I can get better strategy, and also I can come up with ideas of what I'm going to do with my turn and have a good soundboard back and forth where it's just like, well, what if we do this? Okay, now we're talking it out at a sort of a higher level of strategy, and to me, I find that really, really, really like a good learning moment, right? And it makes the enjoyment of the game for me much higher, and so that's why I kind of like playing on hard. It's all of those things mashed together, right? I have Matt as a great sensei for the game, and we get to talk through our turns and stuff like that. And I really hope that you guys enjoy the fact that we do play it on hard. Yeah, hi YouTube, punishing. I think it's awesome. Exactly. I feel the same way. It is punishing, but I do think it's awesome.
Yeah, and it does kind of like beg that question. If we gave ourselves like 2 extra lives or something, you know, hypothetically, it's like when we play through, we can, if we hit the end of a mission and it's like, it's either kills us, like in this one outright, it says we lose, yep, or it's so bad that it feels like losing. If we played through on hard and you guys were watching and it was like, we know that when they're playing through, they get 2 extra lives. That doesn't, all that means is that like they can replay through missions one time, like twice.
Yeah.
Does that make it more interesting for people? I mean, in some ways, I know that it changes the stakes a little bit, but the stakes are still there. We're still playing on hard. We do get the extra information, so that increases the likelihood of us making it through to the end and letting you guys see it. But you know, if that doesn't seem like the type of thing people would find intriguing, we want to know that too. So
yeah. I think we, you know, it might be one of those things that we just talk about on a case by case basis. I think specifically for this one, I think a mulligan is probably an okay thing to do. Hi YouTube says, I don't see how that takes it away. Personally, I support that for sure. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. So I think we will probably do a mulligan of this mission, which is pretty sweet because it's like I'm not exactly ready to give up Mark Harrigan just yet. This whole practice makes perfect build here, low cost things. I'm feeling it, you know, and it's definitely not a route I would have ever imagined to take him. Usually, like, you know, you pick a blue player, you're thinking about like big 2-handed weapons, you know, big, you know, buff allies, you know, you're just like being priced out of things, all that kind of stuff. It's a way to, for me, it's a way to play blue right now that feels a little bit more dynamic. You know, it feels pretty cool. So yeah, I'm not ready to give up this deck yet. So that's selfishly, I kind of want to keep playing it.
And now you see why I was like really encouraging that XP over power.
Oh, okay,
right?
guys.
Like,
yeah, I gotta tell you. So yeah, between the weeks that we play, Matt and I have a lot of conversations offline on Discord. We have a group chat with his friend Slimpy, who is also like a veteran of the game as well. And the practice makes perfect stuff was a Slimpy idea that got floated. And then Matt came in and was like, hey, you have this mechanic in your deck. You might want to check out the upgraded overpower. He's like, no pressure, but just check it out. Just mull it over. Think about it for a little bit. So I checked it out, and I'm like, this actually is rad as hell. And in this mission, to get +6 on the test and let you draw 2 cards if you succeed by 2 or more is amazing. Especially when Mark's bonus ability gets turned off, and I'm not drawing cards that way. I absolutely do need the card draw. So totally
Yep.
rad. But yeah, if you want to know what our decks are in chat, if you're watching on Twitch, you can always say exclamation point Arkham. I think it's Arkham decks. That's our current decks on ArkhamDB. You can check out mine and Matt's. And then if you're watching on YouTube, they are down in the description below, so you can check those out. You can comment on that. Let us know what you think about how we're building our decks. And all that kind of stuff. So I think we're probably gonna call it tonight, Matt, unless you have anything else to say about this.
No, I just got to think it over and kind of strategize on how we want to retackle it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think so. I think this is cool, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and for everybody that was giving us pro tips or telling us what we forgot in chat. Code Poet, I'm looking at you. And all the people, hi YouTube and Arkham Librarian, who all chimed in and said, hey, doing a mulligan's not that bad, let's do it. So I appreciate that as well. I love all the feedback. So I think with that, we'll say good night. I'm going to fade out this music. I should have faded it out a long time ago. I think that's it. Good night, everybody. Chris and I, we'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. to play Soulforge Fusion by Stoneblade Games. It's their Kickstarter is going live at 8 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. So if you're interested in algorithmically driven card games and deck builders and lane-based combat and all that good stuff, check that out tomorrow. And I guess with that, we'll say good night. Bye, everybody.
Night. Have a good one.